Whoops. Okay, so I'm going to do some stuff in the kitchen while I'm waiting for people to tune in and chat. I don't know if any of the previous video recorded was being unusually slow, so I decided to come and do this on the cell phone, which was charging upstairs and got a full charge. Sometimes this phone drops the Wi-Fi a lot. However, the last number of times I've used it, it doesn't seem to. So, not used to propping it up in here, though. I'll tell you that much. It's not quite tall enough. Maybe I need to put some of that stuff back. Not quite tall enough to... is that stable, though? I guess so. I might have to put the light on because suddenly it seems really dark on the screen. Still kind of does, but why? I don't know why. That's weird. Is it just because that's open? Possibly, or just registering movement, I guess. Okay. That thing's starting up again. Oh, okay. But my question is, how many people does it take to cut public property grass? We don't really have any, but the person who I was just watching sure had a lot. Mostly just have flowers and foliage. Wouldn't want people to get worked up. But seriously though, like how many does it take? You know, in the same area too. Anyway, I want to try and get some chores done. Sometimes I'm a little slow. You know, I do what I have to, but I otherwise don't rush it. But yeah, I want to try and get some chores done. So, while I'm waiting for people to come in, I'm going to do that. So I'm just tired. I really would love to make some coffee, but like I said, the coffee maker is empty and ready for the other person in the house to make it who's not home right now. And I would be making, I would be making some later. I don't think I had much in my cup. So, sorry, I've been cleaned up since last night. Okay, so let me see. I just need to do a bit more. I thought he did. Sorry, I guess it's already close. I can still do two that way. I don't mind. I thought he emptied this water. All these pots have water in them. Even the second bottom ones. I don't know why. Or maybe he listened when I said, "Stop it, I'll do it later." Actually, listen. I start getting something he often does, but sometimes he just wants to get it done. Suppose you can't blame him. Anyway, we don't talk too much about that. I mean, this looks pretty clean, but what about the dog ticket? So, I will say that if Brandon sees this, I'm just using your first name, if you see this, this is probably not my best podcast. You know, I don't know what it's going to become as I roll, and I don't know. I mean, it was at 97%. It's already at 83%. This thing drops fast. And this is kind of where I got the idea for the part of the title called Daily Motivation. You got chores to do them along with me. Well, or at least, you know, sometimes podcasting and knowing that someone else may possibly see you doing it, and you know, say, right on, good job, or just, you know, I don't know, seems like it is maybe a helpful thing, which I probably should do more. I was going to say, like I say, do it along with, but that could be very noisy and you wouldn't be able to pay attention then, and you have to pay attention. It's very important, you know. Anyway, that's most of the stuff. So yeah, hopefully this ends up being a fairly decent podcast. It's just kind of a slow start while I figure out what I'm doing in it, I guess, and trying to multitask a bit. I'm trying to also figure out whether I should... Okay, someone was there briefly there, but... I did. I should have to go back up again. I mean, they've been sitting in the sink. Both of them, don't know why. Kind of, it's going to be a bit of time before we get this full again. I kind of want to leave one of them out, but I don't know if one looks cleaner than the other. The inside of this one doesn't, and the outside of this one doesn't. So... couple more things here. Yeah, so if you have song requests, or things that you'd like to talk about, maybe things that you're hoping to have support with in your life at this point in time, something you're going through. I'm almost finished just putting a couple things in the dishwasher here. I'm also trying to decide whether I want to have the super chat on or just regular chat. In the previous video I started off as normal, regular, and then I selected super chat. I think I've only selected the one, but I've got the menu up. And then I went back, and we had two people here for about 30 or 40 minutes that didn't say anything but stayed. And the number didn't fluctuate otherwise very much with that particular video, and I wondered, it didn't seem to be a chat glitch because it wasn't with someone else, but I wondered if maybe that was why they weren't coming through. But I have got it on just regular chat at the moment. I'm also trying to decide, as a not very frequent tea drinker, but even though there'd be some sugar or whatever, I think at this time in the day tea would make more sense. Usually I just have water, but I just feel like I need something a bit warm and sweet. And I'm trying to decide whether I want peppermint tea or Irish breakfast tea, which I don't remember exactly what it tastes like. It considers it a black tea. I did when Irish are smiling, ironically, in the previous video. I don't think I like, and this is not me being racist towards tea or anything, but I don't think R.J. Owens. Hello, how are you? Welcome. First, I remember that there was an RJ I was talking with, I believe, on Maxie's, but didn't go by Owens. There's also... No, that's Evans. Are you Irish? No, Canadian. Norwegian, Scandinavian in background, and on one side Scottish, actually. How about you? But I'm not... really just my grandparents. Small family, not super closely... connected and knowledgeable about them. Is this your first time on this channel, by the way? Curious how you came across it. I don't recognize your name, so first time chat messaging anyway. Ever seen Heads of State new movie? No. It sounds like it's political though, so I probably wouldn't be that into it. Yeah, I'm curious if this is your first time seeing the channel. How'd you come across it? And glad to have you here. There's two others from up there. Just saw you, so I thought I'd come on. Yeah, I've been checking out the live tab a lot more lately, and it's interesting, find people and you can chat with them and that. Sorry, I maybe look a little tired when I got close up. I'm not used to using this device either, but the laptop was being so slow. So did you say I should pick, it's Irish breakfast, it's not breakfast time anymore, but I don't know. I think that I'd more likely know that I would like peppermint. I could dump it out if I don't like it, it's true. I just hate to be wasteful. I don't really drink tea much. I'm going to go with peppermint. That's what I'm going to go with. So, and I actually knew somebody who went by, I think legally, although I'm not sure, the name Pepper. She was actually on a TV show. I've always wanted to go live, and you can. Well, we all can. What have you wanted to go live with and do? And where are you watching from? And going by your picture, even though I'm seeing it in a small view, it looks like we might be close in age. I'm late 30s. Just to sing. Okay. Well, I am musical myself, so if you have any song requests, I'd be happy to see what I can do with them. You don't play instruments, though? See, with karaoke, the karaoke channels then take a cut. It's the same with, like, PayPal or whatever else. And, the artists are already doing well enough. I mean, I'm the one that needs the money, you know. I mean, and it's not like I'm doing them terribly either. I was actually going to do a song the other day that I heard, and I've heard it before, I think. It's the only one I know of her, and the singer's name is Keisha. But when I went to the Guitar Chords site, it said that this artist is not wanting this song or her music on the site or something. Like it wouldn't load, and there was a little message. I think I noticed that with U2 once before too. Go on then, son, sing, don't stop believing. Son, hey? Like I say, I think we're similar in age. No, so you're not the RJ from Maxie's channel then? Just another RJ, ironically, the next day? I don't mind Don't Stop Believing. If you have other requests, I might prefer them more. It's just one of those ones that I feel is done often. I mean, sure, I guess that's because it's liked and it's a classic. I don't know. I don't know if it's... I don't mind it. Now, if we're talking Journey, I every now and then do Faithfully, and that one's always fun. It is a mild trigger in a couple of ways for myself, but it's a good song. And if you have any other requests, and do we have Brandon here as one of the three? And also, don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, happy to have you here. I'm just going to heat up my tea now. I think I can do that with the tea bag in it. I'm a little bit worried about the paper tag. Shows how often I make tea. Was the Keisha song TikTok? She has a song called TikTok? Like I know that's a website. No, it was Praying. And it was a really nice kind of, it was actually a song, I think, about somebody writing about their ex. But it was a mutual breakup, I guess it sounded like. It was a very kind of like wishing you well, you know. In you know, either your next relationship or your life in general. I know you're somewhere praying. I don't know all the words to it, and I don't want Keisha to see this and get mad if she's like that on alt guitar. Yeah, I get it. Whatever you get, I'm glad you get it. But do you got it? Just kidding. So do you have any other song requests? As I sit here holding my stand here holding... Why do people say sit when they're standing? Like, I'm a stand-up comedian, or I like to think that I'm a stand-up comedian, but I'd like to sit down and deliver the comedy. Y'all can stand up. Everybody in the house now, please stand up. Please stand up. You know what I mean? Woa now? Woa now what? Well, if you don't woa now, you might have to woa later. Is this hot enough yet? No, why is it being so slow? Maybe I'm just not giving it very long. You should be a comedian. You're funny. We're both funny. Yeah, well, so you have no videos posted yet? I mean, I did just connect with lovely musician on here, and I haven't checked out his... Well, he does have videos. I checked out his stuff. I watched it. That's how I discovered him. A lot of the people that comment on mine don't seem to have videos. Or like they have like one short or whatever. But if you post, I'll check it out, man. Where are you watching from in the world? We got 4 of you here. Don't let our conversation keep you from joining in and being... Don't be shy. We got 6 of you here now. This phone seems to sometimes... I mean, I've noticed it a little bit on the laptop, but it seems to bring the viewers more. I don't know if it's better quality or what. But, anywho, any other song requests, topic requests, psychological, things you're struggling in life that you want input on? Trippy Clicky. Very interesting name. It's quite trippy and clicky. Well, that makes 2 of us, kind of. I just got to watch it sometimes. So yeah, where y'all watching from? How old is everybody? And all that good stuff. Song request. Anything you're struggling with, you want input on. I might have to go upstairs with this and charge it. I brought it down at 90-something%. It's already at kind of just going into the 40s. Ohio. You're not Brandon, are you? Going by something different now? Because he was in... the other person I was just watching, if you're Brandon, you know this, lived in Ohio. I don't remember... I don't know what part, actually. Don't let my cup distract you. I'm late 30s, myself. Okay, I want to go to the living room. Come with me and you'll see the living room of your imagination. If you truly wish to be from a movie. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Huh. How did you... Actually, that's close. Why, are you 38? Okay, well that's interesting. Anyway, he had a humongous yard, 2 acreages, a forest behind his yard, a hot tub, and I'd like to go party. Woo! But he plays meditative music, so we'd have to meditate after or before or during or periodically. I don't know. I don't think I have to scroll. It seems to auto scroll. We went from 2 to 4. We got the 2 that matter. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Now we got 4 again. I know it's easy to forget, and if it doesn't stick, check. Make sure that it says that you have. I appreciate it. This was very random. I did another video earlier today. I did a couple songs. I don't know. Maybe I should do them again. Now it says one of you. But anyway. But I was hoping that Brandon might show up. So that was one reason that I came here. And first I thought you were saying the town of Brandon, which would have been somewhat ironic for a reason as well. But I did ask about that name. You are correct. I wasn't, but you are. Well, I don't imagine your actual name is Trippy either, but things are pretty trippy in Ohio, are they? Ohio, though. I know there's a song called about Ohio, actually, but I don't know. I think it's about war. I don't really want to sing about that. RJ, are you still there? By the way, I did tell the other RJ that I met, like I say, just the other day, just in a chat. I did tell him that I like the name RJ. Don't hear it very often, those particular letters together. I'm curious what it stands for, if anything. Like what it actually stands for and what you might like it to stand for. That would be a fun little thing. Just use your initials and think of things that I kind of asked it in a video the other day. I was just asking a bunch of curious questions and this and that. To use your initials and kind of hopefully this makes sense. Say things that would describe you. For instance, these are initials on here. It's a shared channel. For me, it would be cool, honky cat. No, cool, hot. Really. Or cool, hot, and religious, kind of? No, just kidding. Not really that much, a little bit, but... And then the religious people in here was like, if you're not fully religious, then you're not religious at all. Anyway, we don't have to get into that topic, although it does seem to keep coming up occasionally. I also have to make sure I'm watching the charge. Might have to bring it up, I don't know, later. We got 2 of you here, but I'm not seeing any further comments from RJ or Trippy. Are you still here? Hello? Sorry, I was saying a lot fast, but wasn't I before this as well? Earlier, at the start? And where's the likes? I can tell you do by the comments, although like I say, if you both left, then I'm confuzzled. But we got a third. I'm saying it like that, but I am. Sorry, I'll stop moving around if that's annoying shortly, but I think I am going to put on the AC. It just gets so stuffy in here so quickly. I don't know why. I mean, the heat's not on because it's not quite cold enough outside for that yet. I don't know why it gets so stuffy. And, the dog, if he hears noises outside, he'll bark at it. And there was a lawnmower going on outside. And, yeah, school's not in yet, but... And now we're down to 0, if that's accurate. Oh, but now we're back to 1. And we started back at 1. 1 can make a dream come true. 2, should I sing that to you? 3, because it's plain to see. La-di-da-da-da-da-da. 4. Repeat steps 1, 2, 3, 5. Anyway, I don't know if that's everyone's cup of tea, which I should go get my cup of tea. I don't think I've had a sip yet. A sip with that. Sup with that. Ever I believe that it is done. I'm really not a tea drinker. Have I mentioned? I don't know if I need sugar in peppermint tea. I mean, I guess that's a personal taste. I think it's probably decaffeinated. The dog just settled down again. And even if it doesn't seem like it, I felt like I needed a bit of sugar today. My eyes were kind of tired. I've just been, feeling slow. And it's only, 38%. It's only 1 o'clock here. So, I mean, too early to be tired. You know, and I slept really well. I don't even think I was up once until the morning. Until like 6 or whatever. Wow, that chat. Oh, there, haha. Be right back with you guys. I just caught out of the corner of my eye. I had this chat open for a musician that I follow because I thought I might get some song ideas from him. And I noticed the other RJ, unless it's the same RJ going between the two, which would be why it's indicating that he's not watching right now or commenting. The chat's moving really extra fast today, though, so I don't want to. I want to make sure I catch his reply. In this fast-moving chat. Oh. Somebody else I'm familiar with said something to me. Sam, well, we got 2 people here. Okay, sorry for my distractibility. Okay, we got 1 person here. I don't know if I should turn Super Chat on, although I don't think I had it on before when I got donations. I mean, it's not all about that, but I won't argue with them. I'm just worried that if I do that now, I might kind of lose what's already there. I mean, I've addressed it, but I don't really know how that works. However, well, it's getting a bit stronger. I'd like a little dash of sugar in this, I think, is what I would like. I'm just kind of multitasking while waiting for ideas for songs or psychological topics or things that you want support on in life. I think it was Mel that was saying that, but she was being fairly lighthearted with it. But anyway, RJ, Trippy, are you there? I have a feeling I didn't see if the other RJ, if it is even the other RJ, it might be the same RJ with 2 different pages or whatever. I asked. For some reason he seems to care how many original followers of his follow him. No, he hasn't said, so I don't know. But we got 1 person here, and the dog's being nice and relaxed. Sometimes he gets hyper, but he already had a treat. When I do podcasts, he sometimes does it when I'm on the phone. It's a little early, Koji. I do want to get sugar for my tea and maybe put it in the microwave for another minute. I don't know why it's taking so long to get hot. It's just kind of, that peppermint's kind of settling in my system. It's like, wow, that's minty. I must admit, mint is not my favorite flavor, It's not my least favorite either, but I already said earlier why I wasn't making coffee, so maybe I should have went with that English breakfast tea. You know what I really would have liked? And I think that there was some in this mix, but it's not there now. Well, that's also Earl Grey, but I think I remember quite liking the ones in the blue pouches, the blue bags. Can't think of tea. I think of something. Sorry. Or is that just me? I don't know. Nobody's here, so I want to. Oh, we got a like. I was just going to turn off screen rotation, because is that screen rotation? I think so. But did I turn it on? Okay, no. What it looked like a moment ago, so sorry. I'm not super familiar with this particular phone. It's kind of a spare phone. Thanks for the like, by the way. Curious what specifically, or if you're familiar with me, or just being supportive. I mean, I'm not unappreciative of it, but looks like it anyway. Now, if I take a small spoon and fill it twice, I might as well take a big spoon, right, for sugar. I think I want 1 big spoon of sugar. 1 heaping spoon. Pour some sugar in the tea if you need more love. You know what? I just thought of a fun little ditty, actually. Not that, but actually I was on a plane with Def Leppard once. There is... I don't know if I know it well enough and if I have the energy for it, because it's a, I guess you would call it like a maritime type of, it's Great Big Sea. They have a song called Have a Cup of Tea, Have a Cup of Tea. Haven't heard it in ages. I could do other GBO, or GBS, whatever you call them. But yeah, if you're just tuning in and you're thinking, oh, he's a tea drinker, that's kind of weird. I never understood those. Because, I mean, like I say, I'm usually not one. Not that, I hate those that are. I'm just glad that Brandon also likes coffee, because those are the ones I really struggle to understand, the non-coffee drinkers. Although, maybe it's just certain brands, but it feels like lately at home, I'm really hit and miss whether I end up making a good cup or not. And, I can't always go out and get one, because, that adds up, financially. There's a thing called Buy Me a Coffee. I don't think I have it on this channel, though, but donations, maybe. PayPal takes cut, but it's always hit and miss, too, though. Like, I wouldn't want to buy one and then think, ugh, it's not a very good cup of coffee, I used to like McDonald's and Tim Hortons. We do kind of live near both. Not really an area I like to go into, but there is that other one, but I don't know. It'd be a good reason to get out of the house, at least while the weather's still decent, for a bit. Not today, but in the future. Yeah. But today it's tea. It's been quite a while, tea and me. Let's have a hot. Yeah. I haven't also gotten on the peppermint spice bandwagon that much, but again, that's because I mostly make the drinks at home. And I don't know, they probably do sell it, but peppermint in a drink, or pumpkin, that's what I meant. In a drink, I don't know what I think about it. I know every year it becomes very popular, so I can't remember if I like it or not, though, because I don't get it every year. Anyway, that's enough talk about beverages. What else you want to talk about? Anything you need support on in your life? Happy to try and help. Psychological topics, anything you're curious about in life in general, song requests. I'm just going to take a look over here. Is it Brendan or Cleo watching, or who do we got? Where are you watching from, if you haven't said already? Holy cannoli sauce, that's going to have to be, okay. Gray Roberts, as opposed to Gary Roberts. I'll look at that later. Although there might be song suggestions in this as well. But I am actually going to have to come upstairs with this in instruments. Well, there is a unique new instrument up there, but I don't know if I could play songs on it yet. And otherwise, the instruments are all down here. I mean, I could bring the guitar. Well, I could try and get this tuned up. I don't know if I could get a tuner app on the computer. Because I know... Where is the other phone? We have two of you here. I will have to plug this in soon, but I think last time I tried to get the tuner app to work on my guitar, it wasn't, for whatever reason, but I'm going to try again. I don't think it matters whether I have the camera open, would it? I'm going to close it just in case. Oh, but then, okay, well, if I turn it on rotate, I don't know, I can play guitar up there. Then when it charges, I can rotate this and I'll be facing the other way. But I once had someone suggest that, and I heard it somewhere else too, not about me. And I thought, well, why would you want that? You know, that doesn't really seem to make as much sense. But if it's what people want, I'll do it. And if I have to, because I'm charging my phone. But you see, I clicked the tuner app, and it just spins, and it should be open by now. So what I might have to do... Okay. I'm not, hugely disappointed if I don't drink very much of this tea right now, to be quite honest. So I'm going to go upstairs with this because it has to plug in, but I'm going to try and keep rolling. As I was mentioning, and the viewer left, so whatever. I guess if it's someone who has seen it before, though I think he said he hadn't. I have said that I'm late 30s, so maybe that's how he figured that one out. I know, it looks like I'm a bit restless, right, son? And I am. Mwahaha. Okay, well, I don't need the AC on down here if I'm going to be up there. Save it for a bit. I better get up there, though, and charge this baby. How many people are in business nearby? Apparently 3. And they do it for a living. Gotta get this thing plugged in. Reconnecting, okay. That was very brief. Okay, we got somebody here. Whoops. I didn't have to enter anything. Sorry, when I plugged in the charger, it went to the main screen. I'm just going to lean this here for now. Or, I don't know, fans are sometimes distracting in videos, unless they're like the other type of fan, right? Don't mind the comments, Okay, I have to insert this again because it came out. Now we got 2 of you here. The fan is still in view. I might not be able to prevent that. Let me rotate it. Let me, yeah, because of course they always put the chargers on the bottom, right? Orientation lot. Just a moment. Thanks for your patience. Thought I undid that. Okay, I'm going to go sideways because I have this plugged in. No, it still says rotate device back. I guess because I'm already rolling, because it doesn't seem to matter how I... Okay, so, hey bud, oh hello. I don't have time to stay, but I wanted to stop in and say hello before heading to the next task. Yeah, what are you up to today? Hope you're doing well. Have a peaceful time. Thank you. I'm glad that you found things. I didn't know if I was allowed to put that link there, so you can take it away now that you found it if you want. I am just kind of trying to charge this device and roll at the same time, but I just have to put the AC on. It's quite warm up here. If you do have a song request, though, I can do it before you go. Oh, but yeah, I almost on the dirt. Yeah, I'd be happy to do a song request if you have a couple you'd like to suggest. Glad you're here and enjoying what you're getting from this, and you left. Well, he was the one I was waiting for, so maybe I'll just go now because this is at 6%. Oh, but either came back or somebody else is here. Is it? And maybe he's like, oh, I forgot to like and subscribe. But yes, I'm pretty low charge on my phone, and I've got it plugged in though, but I kind of have to hold it. And I prefer to use random things as a tripod because that's more fun and interesting, you know. Songs. I have such a hard time getting them to come to me without suggestion or seeing them in front of me. But say them upstairs, the instruments. But I can sing a cappella. A cappella. I don't know much of that song. That was not enough of a preview, I would say, of what I'm capable of musically. Not to toot my own bugle, but I've been at it for a while. I have mostly confidence. It comes and goes, but you know, with the struggles of life, with the troubles of life, regenerated, hanging from you instead of the something from above. I'll be your crying shoulder. I'll be. Mentions a word in that song that it's hard for a lot of people, but I did do a few videos ago. And if Chloe's watching, I don't know if it's Chloe or Brandon still here or RJ or who's here, but who's here? Take me to church. No, I don't really want to do that one. I don't want to think about church at the moment. It's hard not to in a way, but I can't remember what I was saying. But yes, so if you have a suggestion or a topic for me to do next, I can try it. This thing does charge fairly quickly, I will say that. Still under 10 at the moment, but oh, if I was under 10, not only would I be enjoying my childhood again, but my dad would still be alive. He passed just past the age of 10 for me. Who was it I was reading? Oh, right. That girl that was one of 12 adopted siblings posted in a group I'm in. And I didn't know what I thought of her vibe, even though it sounded nice top of her page and everything. And she said her dad passed at 39. I saw that this morning in Red, actually. And mine was 10 years older than that. I didn't mean to trigger the person who was here, but maybe it was Brandon just saying, I'll stay a bit longer since you spent so much time on mine. But, okay, I said my thing. I gotta go. The task ain't gonna do itself. What is it? Maybe it will. Maybe it's talented. That comment came through really fast. I didn't even know he was here. Well, that's right. I was fiddling around with things. But not a fiddle. So yeah, open to suggestions for the next topic. You know, what I'd really love it to be as a song or something that you feel like you need some support on in your life. I'd be happy to try and help. I'm not used to, I think it's just the smaller screen. I'm not used to using, well, I have done so, but I'm not used to using this device to podcast on. However, the laptop was being oddly slow. Worked fine earlier today, and then it was just kind of being skippy. I opened it in another tab to see if it was playing back fine, and no, it wasn't, so I came here. And I'm noticing that my eyes, speaking of, I read a title of a song today, not meaning for it to sound rude, I didn't title it, called The Cross-Eyed Cowboy on the Cross-Eyed Horse or something like that. Reminds me of There Was a Crooked Man, he walked a crooked mile upon a crooked something, all the crooked, whatever it is. Anywho, and I feel like I'm looking a little cross-eyed, and I'm not sure why. I guess it's just a small screen. So try to ignore it. Close your eyes, look away, just listen, be present in the now. Now, if that wasn't a segue to Brandon's meditation music, I don't know what is. Oh no, we're going to sleep track. Because I have tinnitus. We make our own. But I wonder how that would work. But it may be a bit distracting, especially as we start to get to know each other and kind of attach it to other thoughts or whatever. I mean, it probably would, but certainly before bed, maybe. You know, because it's just so relaxing. I think we found out for before bed entertainment. Woohoo! I'm hesitant to even call it necessarily entertainment, but I guess it was. Something to watch. Someone to watch over me. Kind of don't want to hold it if there's nobody there. You know, we don't really even use that fan in this room anymore, so I'm just going to put it down for a moment and then I'll pick it back up. What time of day is it? Only 1:30. I thought it was after 2. Okay. Gives me alive. Gives me alive. But it's not, the universe isn't letting me live my life to the fullest. I feel like it's not giving me the zest for life lately, in some ways anyway. Zest for life, do 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 do, dun 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 dun. The zest for lives, and lives, but not life. Well, yes and no, and no and yes for that matter. I shall do a dance. It will be great. Kind of glad nobody was here to see that. We were 42 minutes in. Where am I? Some people may have actually liked it. They're like, ooh la la la, la ooh ooh. I love it when you call me señorita. Honey, quit licking your foot. Well, heck, maybe I should put laundry away while I'm up here. I would like to be able to plug this in a better spot. Higher, easier to see from a distance. There's somebody here. So I've just got my phone charging. And it's not that sunny out, but it's amazing how much sun seems to be coming in this room. I'm going to have to put this on, or at least put it over my neck and shoulders, because that AC is strong when I've got it on my back. Wind at my back. I believe in miracles. Boom, da 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 da. So yes, I'm just charging this, and then I'll go back downstairs to the instruments and do any song requests that you have. In the meantime, I don't want to sound like I'm repeating myself. For those that, I just don't want to sound like I'm repeating myself. You've already heard what I would just be saying again. Ooh la la la, ooh la la la, ooh you got me something. You know what I am wondering? Although I don't want to mess up either device by doing it, because I don't usually. I mean, usually it's capable of doing it, but I'm wondering if this would work to charge this. It's still going to be in the bottom of the phone, but to charge this with the laptop, which is newer, but still doesn't hold its charge for very long. Or charge it downstairs, but it's not a very long cord. However, yeah, and I can change the adapter, but because there is another long cord in the other room there, but the cord has to be the right cord, right? So, and they make some of them even shorter than this, and I don't get it. So, I thought I don't know. Maybe RJ went to go live because he wanted to go sing live. It's interesting that he called me son, especially since he looks my age. But I know it's kind of just slang too. Funny slang at that. I don't know what the WOA now was. Just looking at the comments so far. And now I'm at the bottom of them, so feel free to add in if there's something you'd like support on in life, if there's a song request that you have. And I do apologize if this device makes my eyes look a little bit shifty, cross-eyed, sidewise-y. I don't notice it when I'm doing it via the computer. I think it's just the size of the screen and the fact that I'm almost 40. I'm getting old. And my eyes are as well. I'm getting old, but time stands still before me. Standing here at the ladder of my life, but you misread the meaning when I saw on you. Don't let the sun go down on me. Although I search myself, there's always something else I see. Just a fragment of your life to wander free. Everything is like the sun going down on me. Nobody's here to hear it. I feel mixed about it, but it's alright. Elton John might be possibility, but this would have to chart. So I have an artist and a musician in mind that I could probably do some pretty good covers of, and I haven't looked up recently. But I'm open to other suggestions too, and I am still charging my device. But if I put this here, no, that's going to be a. I really don't want to plug this in here. I want to plug it down there. Let me plug it down there, please. I'm going to try it. How complicated can it be, right? Oh. That's the sound of somebody getting old standing up. Wait till you hear me going down the stairs. Just kidding. What is attached to this? Another cord. Those may have been lame jokes. Good thing nobody was here to hear them, and they're well in. I think that's a truck I hear again. Oh. Okay. Walk this. But then if I do that particular musician that I was thinking of doing, that song that I just did a little bit of, somebody might request it, and I'm not too sure if I want to do it more than I did it. One, because I already have, and two, I don't know. But I didn't realize how relatable it was. You know, like the ladder of my life part. That seems... But these... Don't let the... I don't know, it looked like I was going to be able to rotate it. I don't know why it didn't. I'm still going to have to hold it, which is a little bit awkward, but whatever. I could be looking up the songs, but yeah, I'm not too sure. Not too sure if I like the idea I got there. Can I move this any closer by any chance? Not really, eh? Not much. I'll just be glad it's not those, I'm bad at, I was going to say geography, but that too. I'm bad at math. Is it the 3-foot chords or the shortest ones ever? And what's their point? Why do they even exist? Can't reach them worth anything. Too bad that guy I discovered on here doesn't do... I don't usually do it that way, but luckily I didn't joke. Doesn't do covers, or it didn't give me any ideas, because then I could be off and rolling. But there's nobody here at the moment anyway. I wonder if she'd make a guess. I always like when somebody kind of makes a guess when something vague is kind of said, because it shows that they're curious. It shows that they can figure out, you know, whoops, can figure out kind of like, it shows that you're on the same wavelength, so that they can figure you out without saying much. Without. Oh, my twin George Harrison was just requested from Maxie. He's moving. Not just left and right. Cleo. He's not live right now, is he? I think it's finished. Yeah, it's finished. All we need is just another brick in the wall. Another something to call. We don't need no AG. But before I get on a Pink Floyd street that somebody asked about, like, I don't know a lot of their songs. I know they're Pink Floyd. I know they're actually the only band I'm supposed to like in high school, actually. But I mean, I know some of them, but not very many. And there's one that Maxie does all the time that's gotten a little bit, like, he does it too often. You can tell I watch almost every day. What is with all these, like, city tours and Ripley's? Oh, that's interesting. There's somebody at a French fries, and then there's AC Boardwalk Live. Under the boardwalk. Why am I seeing all these places? Costa Teguise, I guess that means Eureka. Eureka. And all these, like, protest rallies or whatever that YouTube keeps showing me. Anyway, we don't have to talk about any of that, even if they are important. And I'm not sure if that doesn't look like what I saw. It does make me think of something else, though. Sometimes it feels like... But again, I don't know a lot of their music. Kind of just that one. I don't have a partner. Sometimes it feels like my only friend, which is a pretty big one, is the city I live in, city of angels. Oh, yes, I am together behind. I was briefly there on the left, and there's the back, someone else here. Welcome. Glad to have you here. I'd never want to feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. Save this for later, but I'm going to tell you about something about that song, actually. I don't know which, and you left or whatever, but I'll say it anyway. I don't know which of the talent shows it was on, but there was a singing group that did that song. And I mean, yeah, I'm a bit of a sap. I don't know what it was, other than that I think that they possibly homeless people? Or no, that was a different one. Well, I'll tell you that the head singer had a very big, deep, full, passionate voice. And I don't know, it was just, you could tell that they were enjoying themselves. And, I sometimes, I get happy for other people, even if, I can't, do the same things to the same level that they're, or get to the same place that they are, to the same level or whatever, whether even if I should. It's kind of like I become the proud parent. In fact, there was one I was watching, and of course we do see these from time to time, but there was one I was watching, sorry, put the pillow behind my back there, where there was a guy whose father was in the audience, and he was quite proud, and then there was Drake one too. I was quite proud, and it reminded me of my dad. What is it? Oh, that black cord's that. Okay. But yeah, it's like, oh, that's so great for them. I'm so happy for them, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, yeah, so I recommended it. It was good. I almost want to look it up again. I'm just quickly typing something to, yeah, there it is. Welcome. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Don't be shy. say where you're watching from. If there's a, I don't want to sound like a broken record if you've been here already and heard me say it, but if you haven't, just ask, what's this video about, and I'll tell you. One thing it's about is taking your song requests. I can say that pretty quickly, and go from there. If you're left to taking my what? Wish I could remember which show that was on. Maybe somebody will have seen it and could tell us, actually. I don't know if the person that just tuned in was previously here or not. I'm just looking something up, but I don't know what talent show it was on. So if you watch those talent shows, nope, okay, I don't do those. Sayonara. I'll roll until 2 o'clock and see where we're at with things then. They talked to earlier, but they don't say much. Anyway, person watching, at the moment, just you. Oh, 2 actually. There's, I think, a couple that meant to like, but they got distracted or their devices died. I've got mine charging at the moment, actually. Anywho, welcome. Glad to have you here. I don't want to sound like I'm repeating myself if you've previously been here. One thing I am trying to figure out, if you've been here in this video, or I'm curious if you have, or any of the other ones. One thing I'm trying to figure out is, do either of you watch those, oh, there was down arrow. I thought that meant there was a new comment. Okay, and you left. So I'll wait. And I probably, yeah. If she's figured it out, she's figured it out. If she hasn't, she hasn't. I don't know why the chat was so extra fast there today. If you watch those talent shows, they're not all singing. I mean, some of them are dance, or some of the auditions are dance and other things. I'm trying to find something I saw on one of them once, and I don't remember which one it was that I saw it on. So if you're willing to help me figure that out, and you feel like you might know, feel free to put in the comments, and I'll elaborate. Other than that, song requests, things you need support in about life, happy to do my best with those. Been a bit of a, well, the day is going kind of slow, yeah. And the 2 viewers left too. They went with the slow day. And it is not okay. Oh, but one's back, or somebody's here anyway. It's been really fluctuating, but there's been a bit of chat. The other person was doing a live stream himself for a while, one of them. And then it sounded like he had something to go do, but he came in and said hi and all that. And a couple other people, I don't know where they wandered off to, but they seem to be here enjoying themselves. And now we've got one person here, and it's your turn. So don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the content. And, one thing about this channel is it's, within the videos that I do live, it is very, the viewer left. They're like, it is something that I don't think I like. No, just kidding. But either came back, somebody else is here. No, it is very, sometimes I have more of an idea as to what I'm doing in them than other times, but it is very catered to the viewers. What they want to talk about, what they want to hear. I'm pretty free-spirited, Like I say, sometimes I'll have a rough idea, but even still, amongst that, it's, open type of relationship you got here. That's what that song is called, right? Yeah. Why am I not finding it? Yeah, that's too ripped. Why am I not finding that song? I'm almost tempted to type in Homeless Choir, but I don't think that was that. That was another one, and I was hoping to have the coordinator of the thing because I thought it was such a cool idea and they were so good or whatever. Even the choir, perhaps, on one of my podcasts, and I emailed her, I think. There it is. Okay, I'll share it with you later. Right now, I just want to enjoy having you here. Um, Although I am kind of curious to know what other music they might do. I feel like I may have went to their website at one point in time too, because unless you give me song requests, I don't really have ideas. Ooh, those are either black and white photos or that choir has existed a long time. Or it's one of those kind of generic things that might be more than one thing. Hmm. And I don't know, they're not the original singer of the content, so I don't. But it's a televised show, so I feel like if I sang along with it, that I didn't do it in the same tab, did I? Well, then where is it? Because that's not it. I just need to put the phone down for a moment. Well, I didn't select video, but maybe I have to because suddenly. Oh, right. It was on one of these tabs. Okay. I'd kind of like to just know where they're from, if nothing else. Then I might be able to find them. I'm just looking up a choir, and maybe if I can find some of their content that is not, and I'm doing it on two different devices, that is not on this show, maybe I could sing along with it, and then I'd have multiple voices singing with me, and that would sure be cool. You know, if it's not on the channel for the actual talent show. So I'm just gonna put the captioning on and see if I can figure out where they're from. However, if either of our viewers might know, then maybe I could ask you. But let me just see here. And if you have any other song requests or anything else you'd like to talk about, let me know. It looks like they're getting right into the song. Usually they talk to the performers a bit first, unless they're doing that after. I'm watching a thingy from America's Got Talent. I'm just trying to figure out where this choir is from so I can look them up and sing with them. Okay, let me just see if it's at the latter part of it when they talk to them. Got three of you here. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Because when I type it, I feel like it's just going to be kind of critiquing their singing. Like it should be in the beginning, and I think when I saw it in the montage video, it was. Should I just say it? Maybe I should. I just don't know if anybody knows anybody in this choir personally, and I don't think it'd be a problem to sing with their videos if I could find it. They're called the Freedom Singers. Talent King. And they both left. That's something different. I'm trying to figure out where this choir is from. If you've ever watched America's Got Talent or know about choirs. We did have three people there, but they all left. They're like, this guy's just browsing the internet. No, I'm trying to find this damn choir. Oh, but we got three people here again. And we got a second like. I think that just showed up, so thank you very much. I appreciate it. No, I'm really feeling like I want to sing with this choir, but the content that I know of theirs is from AGT, so I can't do it from that. Um, I'm trying to figure out. Okay, that's four. Four went to two, but I'll say it again. I'm looking at the Freedom Singers. Where are they from? I want to say something like Boston. Kind of sounds familiar, but I don't know why I want to say that. It could be Los Angeles. I mean, they are singing that song. Okay, I think I may have found it. Okay. Of course, the people left. Maybe they went to go try and help me find this. What did I just read? They gotta have a website, don't they? I think I just found it. I'm not sure. Certainly wasn't easy to do. No, that doesn't look like it. If you have any other choirs, whether you're in one or you just, you know, like the music, not necessarily like church choirs, but like those fun kind, like university choirs or something like that I can find on YouTube and sing with. I mean, they're doing covers anyway, and if it's not televised, but it's on YouTube, then I should be just fine singing with it. And I'm feeling this at the moment, so help me out. I want you. I just want you. How's that song go? I want you just help me out. Whoa, whoa, don't put it on the back burner. Whoa, whoa. I got soul, but I'm not a soldier. I got soul, but I'm not a soldier. Who does that? And I wonder if I should do that one in full. If it's my cup of tea or not. Enough to do it. um. Okay, didn't I click the site? Oh, right, and it wasn't them. This looks like it might be, though. Possibly. No, there's a band called Skid Row. There's also a song called Skid Row. I don't know much of their music. I just have to put the phone down for a moment. It's charging. We got both two people here, and I'm happy to have you here. Curious if it's your first time on this channel, how you came across it, and you left. Like, yeah, and the last time. Just kidding. Not a cup of tea. Just kidding. Who knows? Maybe not. Maybe like, yeah, but I don't have time to watch it now. I have to come back later. Oh, maybe you can. I don't know that one. Maybe you can suggest another one. Did I close the Maxi one? Because I'm not seeing it. Isn't it in this one? I must have unintentionally. Whoops. I just kind of get comfy with the pillows. Not that I can't just come back and hopefully they just kind of stay as they are. But come as you are. Just kidding. Oh, but yeah, do though. I mean, because you can't do anything other than that, right? Come as you aren't. I don't know. But yes, if you have a song request, and I believe that's Nirvana, I believe. I believe, and I was gonna say all kinds of things about Kurt Cobain, or about Nirvana, but he was in Nirvana, right? Yeah, I think so. I'm not a diehard fan, so I only know a little bit about a lot of bands. Well, no, I do know quite a bit about some of them, but I have a hard time thinking of them myself, so that's why I'm open to song suggestions. Song suggestions. And if you just can't relate to such happy energy because you're depressed, understand. I feel that too sometimes. I am only two. You know I am a lot like you. When you're standing at the crossroads and you don't know what way to go, let me come along. 'Cause even if we're wrong. At least I'm singing little snippets. Getting a little bit of musical stuff in here. I haven't seen Terranum or that guy in the UK go live yet, unless this has notification about such. No, and it's from 18 hours ago. And there's ones from more recent underneath that, although I'm not seeing Maxie's, which is weird. I just opened this tab. Yeah, they seem to go live almost every day, so prayers for Hermit the Frog, Michelle, or Melissa rather. Michelle too, if she just tuned in. Um, or Healing Thoughts, if you'd rather say it that way. Melinda Combs, Inc. in his travels, I guess. Um, the one I mentioned before, listing off those ones, which at the moment I can't remember. I mean, Taranum was online just the other day. Maybe she's just not feeling well, taking a day off. But like I've been following her for almost 2 weeks on here, and she seems to go online. She seems to go live every day. Same with Maxie, and Jammers hasn't said a whole lot lately, but he's been active, I see. And Hank and other people, and even if they're traveling, in the evenings, before bed, they're coming online. So I'm just going to look at this other area to see if there's any chat suggestions. There's a lot of hearts coming in. We got 2 of you here. One thing I'm still kind of feeling like I want to do is if you know of any favorite choirs. I'm not necessarily saying church choirs, but like choirs. I would call them fun choirs, because church choirs, not that they can't be fun, but I often think of them as a bit more rigid when you think of ones like at universities or colleges, or like just a group of friends put together kind of thing, that don't have necessarily have a leader. They just get together and they like to sing. Because like I say, if it's just on a YouTube channel and it's not like copyrighted material, I could probably sing along with it, and I think that would be very cool. So if you have any suggestions, feel free. Doesn't look like I'm gonna, and you both laugh. Doesn't look like I'm gonna find. Maybe I'll just look it up then. Get this party started. An hour in, but there's been party moments, and oh. Interesting. Oh, hi, Anonymous. How are you? Good to have you here. Have you been to Maxie's today? You just got here, though, so don't forget to like and subscribe. Well, you already have subscribed. And we got a second viewer, too. I was just noticing something kind of funny. I don't know if it's funny or not, to be honest. A guy that I just started following his live streams of, he did pop into this one and say hi. And then he's all like, I gotta go do another task, and he's been rolling live for 7 minutes. I guess he did a task before then. Well, don't just pass by, because you're the only one saying anything at this point in time. There are 2 people here. Do you have knowledge of non-church choirs? Again, some church choirs are alright, and around Christmas time or whatever, but do you have any knowledge of non-church choirs? I'm also going to... I don't know how I'd type that without finding such, though. I might know how. Or a song that you think would be cool in a choir type performance. Like I say, if it doesn't appear like it's copyrighted material, then I don't see why not sing with it. You know, I haven't been in a choir in a while, and it'd be fun. I feel like I talked about one I was in a while ago recently. On You Have Not Left. It just seems to be saying that you are, but I'm hoping you haven't. You wouldn't come and just stay that briefly, although you did say you're passing by and you hadn't seen Maxie yet, so you probably want to go say hi there. But then you're going to notice that his chat is really active today. More than usual and very speedy, and you won't be able to keep up with any conversation there, I don't think, today. Chapstick if you're curious, chapstick if you're not. That line won't get old anytime soon, I promise. You did? Did you finally make your video, or do you have an exam? What have you been up to? I've watched some videos. The day seems like it's going slow. So therefore, yeah, I guess, I don't know, I haven't done a ton. We got our groceries delivered today. There was a bit of a thing that happened when that happened, and I mentioned that in the previous video. I did a podcast, and now I'm doing this one. First of all, I don't do anything straight. Second of all, I don't do anything for more than a couple hours straight. Sometimes, you know, like that almost Guinness long record video that I watched recently, I think I was probably there for about 2 hours. And did you catch my innuendo? I don't know if I'd call it an innuendo or a pun, but my little joke and what I'm saying. Anyway, we've got 2 or 3 people here though, so let me wait on that one. But yes, I'm looking for... What's a song that you think would be cool? What call? Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. And I did do an update about that just a day or 2 ago. Really? Not much. I'm just going to wait to hear from her, from the daughter, the daughter who, or the mother rather, in Messenger. Yeah. And hopefully not have to wait too much longer. The daughter that worked at the agency was kind of a little odd. Basically, she called once, she let the voicemail play, but I don't think left one. Then she called again a little while later, and let it ring twice, and then hung up. I thought that was kind of odd. Anyway, we got 2 people here. We had 3. What is a song you'd like to hear a choir do? I'll ask again, because I'm determined to at least do one song this way. And don't forget to like if you haven't yet. You've already subscribed and you're commenting, so. I don't know if I should turn super chat on, but I think that donations can come either way, and I wouldn't imagine as a student that might not be working, you're able to donate, so that's fine. You know, as some people like to say, just having you here is also lovely. I'm looking up some choirs myself. Hold on I haven't tried it because I don't know it. But we do have 5 people here, so I'll say it to those who haven't heard it yet. Yeah, piano songs too, although that could be a lot of stuff, although I'm not classical. Now, 4 of them left, which is really odd, but maybe their phones died or they accidentally clicked out. And I'm guessing it's just you that's still here. Is that correct? I've been in a big music group, a couple bands, and just the one choir. No, I was in a couple of choirs when I was a kid too. But I've been in one since I was an adult. But they charge you for the music, like the printed music, unless you volunteer, which, sure, why not then, right? And, just the fact that it's sectioned. I don't like it. Are you still here on? This kind of works both ways. And so do I. Chapstick if you're curious, chapstick if you're not. If I said it every time, though, I know how redundant it would get. We have 2 viewers here. What I'm really looking for is like rock or pop. Or country. I'm going to put country rock and see what we get, because a country choir could be kind of interesting. So I'm just kind of looking up. Okay. I know a lot of people, I think, ask Maxi and other performers to do that one. I feel mixy about it, to be honest. G plays that one on the piano. Well, I'm going to see what I find here. Oh, this one could be interesting. It's the same one that they just showed, but different. I don't know if I know the song well enough, though. Let's dance, oh, what a feeling. Then that one shows twice. Now it says nobody's here, but I think that's accidental or inaccurate. I don't think you'd just leave abruptly, usually say when you have to. Unless you're just dipping back and forth between me and Maxi. Are you double dipping? I don't know if you'd like that joke or not. And since you're not here, I don't know if I should make it again. Like, make what again? A cake. Of course. What else is there to make? Just kidding. Well. And hello to... Dasha? Should I be behaving? I don't know. Now, somebody just tuned in. If it's on, you understand. If it's not on, hopefully, anonymous, hopefully you... Okay, you left. I just have to very quickly make a phone call to someone who's on their lunch break. Oh. Oh. Get up like an old man again. Where's the phone? Well, I can't make it if I don't find the other phone. Sorry, I was just looking for the phone to call the other person in the house on his lunch break, but I'm not see. Oh, is this it? Okay. Charge is at 61. That's redial. That means I must have just missed the call. I'll be right back and just making a really quick call. And I will tell him not to interrupt the podcast for very long. Somebody keeps flashing at the top. Oh, now you're there? I'll be right back. I'm just really making a quick call. It doesn't look like you're going to reach the person, actually. Maybe they're already off their break. We're not on it yet. Okay, couldn't reach. I don't want it to interrupt when I'm singing, so I just have to remember to silence it in a moment. I know, that looks kind of interesting with that sunlight. It's not even all that sunny. Oh, which reminds me, I also want to quickly check the mail. Maybe I'll do that if it calls back in a moment. I would take this out with me, but all I'm going to be doing is checking the mail. Don't really want to necessarily show the outside that much. Plus, like of our house. Plus, the Wi-Fi might drop anyway. While rolling. Ooh, that's a big choir. Okay, so we got 2 people here. I'm going to try and jump into something here. a rabbit hole. No. I'm just trying to find, and of course, so many of them have been on those talent shows. So to find ones that's not where the, that's not the content. The Boykins. Okay, so I'm going to type top pop. That sounded weird. Got 3 of you here. Don't be shy. Glad you're here. Welcome. And then we're going to sing something choir style, and I don't necessarily mean church choir. I wish I could speak. I promise I can sing better. If you haven't been here before, I'm curious if you have or you haven't. Sorry about the sunlight. I'll be in a different spot when I'm singing. Just charging the phone. Curious how you found the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you'd like to. Appreciate it. And if you have a song request, that might be the quicker way, because I'm just waiting until I'm browsing something and waiting for something to pop out at me to cover. This also makes me think of, although I don't know if there's, thanks for the like, I don't know if there's a lot of content of theirs, but there is a very freestyle choir. They're kind of locally, but not only, I think, and they just walk around, actually, and sing. Even if they're just in like a rented room that they have or whatever, and they just kind of walk around and sing. And I've been meaning to check it out. Now we got from 2 to 1. Oh, no, you're there? Or who we got there? I could do this one. Do you want Stand By Me? Oh, that would be interesting by a choir. Now, this song, some people may see it as a breakup song. I often have thought of it as, like I've been in bands before. And, sometimes bands don't always stay together. Just putting this down for a moment. So I've often kind of thought of this song like that. And I'm going to try not to think of the musical family in my family that is kind of distant. I'm going to go over here because that light is annoying me even. I don't know why. It's not that bright out. Who do we got watching? Okay, so I'm just going to do this song. Oh, maybe I want to do a bit from this book, too. Piano. Anyway, so yeah, this kind of makes me think about those kind of moments. I've never sang with this before. I'm going to freestyle a little bit, and we'll see what we got. And it should be loud enough to not need the AC. I hope. So far, I'm not hearing anything. Let me turn off the AC. But how quiet are they? Can you hear that? They're not very loud. There's also a mix, which might not only be them. Although it looks like it. When you can't afford a choir, but you have a village. Anybody have any song suggestions? That might be the easier way. No, this is mixed. Is this the song Okay. I'll sing this one along with it. While I look for the next one, so I won't be looking right on the screen necessarily all the time. I wanna get on fire, 'cause all I really know is where I wanna go. That I couldn't find when I'm all choked up and cannot find the words. Every time you say goodbye, baby, it hurts. When the sun goes down, I can barely hear them. Band won't play. I'll always remember us this way. I don't like the song choice either all that much, to be quite honest. I'm glad the 3 of you seem to, but... Well, Ireland seems to be... Ireland seems to be a bit of a theme today, and apparently there's something kind of interesting about this choir, and I'm kind of curious.
Enjoy. Be happy. Smile.
Oh, this is on Got Talent though, so because it's televised show, I can't use that content probably. Why does this say cover story though? And I don't know. The title and stuff is in English, but there's also a bit in what looks like some kind of Asian language. I'll give it a try. Well, that's not only a choir. Right away, I see an instrument. Sorry, I'm definitely going to work with this idea a bit more and be a bit more prepared next time, but I appreciate your patience and your company, and we got 3 of you here. And if you have a song request, I can do it that way too. I can plug in the song request with the idea that I've got, put them together for fabulousness. Do I want to do this? Let's just do this one because it'll be fun, and I just want to select a song to do.
You guys ready? 1, 2, try, then go. Try one more time. Here we go. And the that's a little too slow. The tennis part sounds like this. Keep singing that.
Okay, what's with all that other stuff?
Some singers. There's a singer right.
What's with all the talking?
Yes, cat, I guess.
We remember way.
Add some drums.
Why is that guy shouting? He might be the leader, but he's annoying. It's a peaceful village. The lion sleeps tonight. He's annoying me. Whoever that guy is in the background. How does anybody put up with him? Just kidding. This is actually an interesting title that I've never actually fully processed the actual title before. And just because I'd like to find something to do, one to sing with, maybe I'll go with this one. House of the Rising Sun. Got 3 of you here. Let's hope that this one is a good one to sing with. This is all random, folks. If you have any song requests, feel free to put it. Otherwise, I'm looking at this playlist. Let them do their intro because they know what they're doing. If you have a song request, feel free to put it. Maybe I can look at this. Ooh. A house in New Orleans, they call the rising sun. Sorry, it's not pop if on's there, but that's what I found. It's in the ruins. I can sing deep too, dude. Yeah, cool boy. Poor boy. Poor boy. Sorry. That lost you, did it? Was Taylor. She sold my own. Yeah. I was a gambling man down in New Orleans. Da 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 da. Nobody's there, but anyway. gambler needs is a suitcase and a trunk. And the only time that he's satisfied. Here, that's like, I'm a gambler, this is triggering. I'm sorry, I really am. They didn't say that, but should be here now. Feel free to make a song request. Got a neat idea going on here. They're very stylized though. That's hard to sing with because I've never heard it before. Looking through a songbook too. Mother, tell your children not to do what I have done. You hear that? Whatever. Read it, children. Like, go ahead, go pick up the kids. The house of the rising sun. Hang now. King came in at the high falsetto. The platform, the other. Forget the lyric. The train going back to New Orleans, to where the ball and chain. There is a house in New Orleans they call the rising sun. It's been the ruins of many a poor boy, and I no longer am one. Welcome both of you. Oh, they go on and on with this. It's good because I'm taking a while to find the next song. Feel free to suggest one though. I need the next song suggestion, please, and thank you. I also need to very quickly check the mail because I'm expecting something. And I might put on the AC again because it's getting hot in here. No, I won't do that one because some people won't feel it's kosher, and I'm mixed on the feeling. So, oh, what a feeling, dancing on the ceiling. I would do that when you can just dance on the ground. It's closer, easier to do. Just kidding. Is that a Prince song, by the way? I think it is, right? I wonder if there's any other Prince songs that might be good. I know there's one I'm kind of thinking of. I don't know if I want to do it. That's not what I wanted to click. How's everybody doing today anyway? Yeah, and I got it set to no advertisement. Sometimes I forget, sometimes I'm intentional. I don't have it set on Super Chat. I almost hate to change it at this point. But hopefully it's just as good as Super Chat. Purple Rain? I haven't heard that in a while. It's an interesting concept, eh? When have you ever seen the rain be purple? Maybe he's colorblind. I don't know. That is a big... That's gonna... Oh, okay. That's a mix, too. I'm going to need the lyrics, though, for Purple Rain. Oh, and then I click it, and it's not the first one that it shows. Or is it? No, it's not. For some reason. We got Shallow. We got not just choirs showing in here. Because the Night. Do I know that one? I might.
Many people ask us
28?
what choir is, and to be perfectly honest, we're always figuring it out. I mean, yeah, sure, we're a choir.
Okay, that one. You are my accompaniment. That's what you are. Sun begins to fade. Still enough time to figure out how to chase the blues away. I'm right up till now. Light of day that shows me how. And when the night falls. But nope. Oh, I wanna dance with somebody. Wanna feel the heat with somebody. With somebody who loves me. Dance with somebody. Heat with somebody. I wanna dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me. Lost my senses running through the town. How about this one? Boy would never know, and I've had an interesting connection, a couple of connections with Bowie, but he would never have known that this is what one of his songs would be.
Look, folks, we've been a rock and roll comedy sensation for 40 years now, and
That's not what I clicked, is it?
never had a hit. I know, I would have thought we had.
No, that's not what I clicked. Pause.
Guys, you know why we never.
Pausey wuzzy. But where is what I clicked? Here it is. It bounced like 3 down. Got 2 people here just in time for a space oddity. If my device behaves.
We're gonna try something.
Okay, just try it.
Whatever.
I'm gonna try something too.
Can you sing?
Singing with this group. Woo!
No.
Okay, can we... Oh, there's instruments too. I think I know this song. Okay, let's just get into the song.
Now everyone's good.
Okay, he's getting the audience singing. So they're obviously very inclusive as to who joins them. Trying to think of it. Orchard. Wasn't even a full song. Thought of it, but it wasn't a full song. That does sound very interesting. Might have to check that out. Okay, is he going to get to this song soon? I don't know, some people think that about me too. I'm just going to start it from here. Go to Major Tom. Done. Haven't heard this in ages. This. The ground control to Major Tom really made the grade. And the that was outstanding. Everywhere. So leave the capsule if you dare. To ground control. I'm gonna try this one. I'm gonna have to do this over there, I think. Maybe I should come back. Although this one's doing pretty good, and I'd like to keep the momentum. But I do have to plug this in already again. This just sounds like it could be kind of intriguing. Not that, this. Iffy about the song, but certainly doesn't sound like that many people. Secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. People singing together. Man, really care for music, do you? Yeah, it's not stylized, but that's okay. Everybody does it how they do it. Goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king, composing hallelujah. Two left, go on. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Well, just going to pause this for a moment. I did want to put on the AC too, but just a moment. I'm curious if the person that... No, you left, whatever. Maybe this is a good opportunity to put on Super Chat. I mean, I read the stuff that was there, most of it out loud. When I plugged in the phone, I had to come back to the screen, and previously I thought it kept the chat there. At this point in time, it does not. So let's just, hopefully, it'll show to other people, though. Super chats, super stickers, channel memberships, gifting. Sounds good to me. I'm curious if anybody else sees the rest of the chat. I'm going to finish this song, then I might have to briefly step away, and, yeah. I just want to hook them in first, you know. Get them here and be like, oh yeah, this is actually pretty good, so I'll stick around. I'll wait for them to come back. What did I do with the, I was just looking for something in all the wrong places. No. Okay, so I'll finish doing this song and then we'll see what we got from there. Hopefully you can still see the chat. When I plugged in my phone, it seemed to disappear, but didn't do that before, so I don't know. And I would really love to know where the... Okay, this will do. Okay, so the rest of Hallelujah. Sorry for it being segmented, but I don't feel like going back to the beginning. And sorry for the sunlight. Here, I'll try to do this. Sorry for the sunlight. What a weird thing to apologize. Beauty and the moonlight overthrew. Yeah, it doesn't sound like that many voices. Cut your hair, and from her lips she drew a hallelujah. 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 It's an 80 band, but I feel like the songs, although they can't both be in there. Four of you. Even know the name. If it did, then really, what's it to ya? 1 out of 4. And if you're local and you want to suggest a choir to me, suggest it out of the YouTube comments, that particular thing, because I don't need people to know exactly what it's about. Hallelujah! But a couple of friends know about this channel. Hallelujah. Well, more than a couple, but hallelujah. 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 Just looking for the next song. That's why I keep looking away. Happy to have all three of you here. If you have a song request, feel free to put it. I might change it back to regular chat mode, though, and hope that it displays. I couldn't touch. I must say that all of them are... I hate to say this about this group, and they may never have sang with each other before, but they're all kind of... They're not terrible, but they're all kind of rigid. Like, they're just singing. They're not... Very few of them are getting into it. She's holding her ear. Some people like to do that when they sing for some reason. Hallelujah. See what I mean? That's the fun. Hallelujah. 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 Okay, I just went back to regular chat. And we've got RJ back. Welcome back. Where'd you head off to? I don't know that song, unfortunately. I don't know if it's anything about Dynamite either. What are you expecting? In the mail, nothing. Money, actually. Astro Q said, hi, first time on this channel. Welcome. You're saying, don't sing, bro, let's talk. I be hoping you're not saying because I can't sing, because I'm not meaning to sound egotistical or just confident. I'd have to disagree with you. And three other likers so far. Or you're just preferring to chat. Yeah, nothing shows in the super chat. I'm putting it back to regular. And I hope it switches back to regular. Okay, there we go. Somebody said something about Mixy Mixy. I just saw that. I may have said it, though. Somehow I missed some of these. Are you there? Okay, I'm getting confused. How did I miss all these? Okay, just a minute here. Mixy Mixy. Ha. I think I probably said that, because I do sometimes. I had enough hard working today. I think I got to go say a quick hey to Maxie and then go to sleep. Or maybe he meant Maxie, or she meant. Eyes are like at the verge to closing. Try inquire, hey again. Stand By Me you asked about. Are you there on? Or does somebody else want to hear that one? Because I can do that. And you're like, what? OMG. You're doing this song. My next favorite, To Shallow, which I could also do. Then she's singing the lyrics. Some people like to do that. And then it said the messages aren't reaching. Well, a man can be counted in choir. Yeah, I've never heard of that. Pardon, I gotta go extreme side. Okay. And then we got RJ. What are you expecting? Okay, now I'm all caught up. I need new comments. New comments. Do either of you want to hear those two songs that were mentioned? Because I do know those. Who do we got still here out of all of you? What do I do with that thing? I just had it recently. Where's that other thing? I misplacing everything. Just kidding. Yeah, I kind of had enough of that song anyway. I gotta admit, it's not a huge favorite. And for a bunch of people that many people, even though they might not otherwise be a choir, it may have just been like we're inviting people to come and all get together and sing this song. Want to do it? I don't want to say that's what you get when it's not rehearsed. This is what you get when it's not rehearsed. No, just kidding. But I don't know. I mean, obviously maybe they figure, oh, that many people, our voices will all blend in together, so if we don't sound good, no one will notice. I noticed. No, just kidding. No. No, like I say, they don't sound terrible. They just sound bland. Do you agree? I'll play a bit more of it. Fellow Canadians, too, actually. Oh, now they get fancy. That scared you away, too, apparently. The one of you here. They're like, yeah, the song's almost done. I can get out of this crowd and go home. So who do we got watching? Is it one of the people that has already commented or somebody else? Yeah, for a while there, I don't know why the chat wasn't showing. I didn't have it on Super Chat the whole time. I don't know, but the person went. It's nice that the other person came back, though. I do that sometimes with the people I'm watching. This cord is so short. I mean, it's not the shortest of cords, this charger cord, but I kind of like to sit back and get comfy, and gonna need a massage after this, for goodness sakes, just for charging my damn phone. Just kidding. Astro Koo, how are you? I don't think you're still here, but my name's Ray. How are you today? Yeah, so, Yeah, so, Yeah, so, Yeah, so, Woo! Well, I have enough juice to at least get to the front door with this. But if nobody's here... Oh, somebody's here on the stream. Either coming back or first time here. Welcome. I'm just having a slow day. It's kind of raining. Well, actually, it may be cleared up, but I think it could rain more. Kind of windy. I want to go check my mail. I don't want the Wi-Fi to drop or whatever. I don't know if putting this next to the AC would be too loud. And I do have to plug it in. I'm very tempted to just let it plug in, go do the thing, and then come back. And if at least one even, or two of you were here and not flashing me at the top and said, yeah, go ahead, do that, bro, we don't mind, then I'd do it. But I don't want somebody who's never been here before for the taste of first time at this channel come and I'm not even on screen. I mean, it happens sometimes, but I try not to. Unless I've explained it in the comments or somebody else can say because they know what's going on. But I'm just that nice and considerate. What can I say? I'm an angel. Well, she talks to angels, calls them right by her name. It's not a very honest song, though, that song. Where is my chap of the stick? I tell you, I'm being absent-minded a little bit today. Well, I use it so darn much, it can take an extra rest, perhaps. My mind, that is. So if you have a song request, feel free to put it. Oh, it's right there. Just under a blanket. Kind of. I like blankets. Now I do have to charge this. So we got two of you here. We got one of you here. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't yet. If I knew who was here and if it was one of the ones that it was in the comments, including, well, one I've known for a little while and one I just met today that came back, then I'd say, okay, you're cool with me going to do the thing. Going to thing the do. Okay, we got two people here. Literally, if I can just please ask your patience since you just tuned in, I'm going to stop walking around with this. I'm just going to plug in my device, quickly go check the mail, and maybe also really quickly run upstairs and take care of a need. And then I'll be back and I can do some singing. Or we can talk about, if asked, well, yeah. Or we can talk about, I don't know how, on this particular device, I don't know how to, man, that sunlight is really, and it's not even that sunny out. But it's coming through the window in an interesting way, and it keeps looking like sci-fi or something. I don't know how to type a comment on the device that I'm streaming from. I'm trying to stand out of the sunlight. I don't know how to type a comment like "be right back." On this particular device, I've never seen. I just have community moderation. Is it maybe in there? Doesn't look like it. No. And there's also a lot less setup things when I use this device, which I feel mixed about, I guess, than when I use the laptop. Okay, you're going to lose me for a moment when I plug in the charger. Likely. And we're back. But yes, I do want to take care of that thing, check the mail, and then, oh, hello, Aditya Campbell. I think I've heard a lot of Indian names lately, and I'm assuming your name is at least Middle Eastern. Your last name doesn't necessarily sound like it. Funny, I was singing about a gambler recently, and now we got a Cambler. I'm just joking around. But yeah, you don't. How did you come across me? I'm curious. Through Maxi or somebody else? If you have a song request, feel free to put a few suggestions below. If there's something you'd like to talk about, any of you that you want some support on, I do have to step away. I'm also letting my phone charge. I do have to step away for 5 minutes, probably. Under 10, for sure. And I don't know how to put some fancy thing to play while I'm away. I just know how to ask you some questions and say, type me your answers while I'm away. I appreciate it. Thank you. You guys seem like a forgiving bunch right now, so... They're like, you even left the house. Also, I'm setting a Guinness record, just so you know. Yes, I don't know. Probably didn't know from the AC, you're probably like, you're gonna ask me about it. But dare I tell ya? Full support, keep going. Oh, I think, oh, but then you left. It looks like you left, you're not here. You also didn't like, but you may have subscribed. And that's, maybe you just mean, keep going, you know, I gotta go, but... Keep on rocking in the free world. Keep on rocking in the free world. Alright. So, somebody just tuned in. Who do we got watching now? Anybody that's previously been here? Do we got a newbie on our hands? A newbie. But you know, I don't know. What else should I call you? And if you're a regular, is there something more interesting than regular that I can call you? My fans should get a nickname, perhaps. Yeah, it was interesting to see Linda's last name today via a local, actually. And I also discovered that I have a relative in my neighborhood that I didn't know. She's a pit bull, which I wouldn't really want to be around, and I haven't heard from her, but it's been a while. But yeah. Anyway, do you have a song request? Do you have a do you have something that you'd like some support on in your life these days? Something you're going through. I'd like to be happy to help. And while you're working on that, I don't know because I've had it on silent while I was singing there for a bit. Just going to try a very quick phone call again. He's probably busy at work, but 39. And you? Oh, you're back. Thanks for your comment, by the way. I addressed it when you weren't there, I think. Don't forget to like, and I'm guessing you're already subscribed. But there was already 3 likes before you got here. Where are you from? India? In India? That's when he picks up. No, you know where I'm from. Might get voicemail again. Usually I reach them. Oh. I'm multitasking too. I just wanted to check in, but we'll talk later then. Maybe you'll be leaving soon, early because it's a Friday anyway, so. Okay. Yeah, okay. Bye. Okay, cool. So it must be late night or early morning there. Have you ever been to Canada, and what's your age? And is this the first time you've seen this channel? I can't remember if I asked that. Yeah, and thanks for your full support, by the way. Like I say, I don't see a like coming through from you yet, unless one of those 3 is you, but I think they were already there. But I appreciate you saying that, and your subscription. And even though I don't have Super Chat on, I think I can accept donations this way. I know PayPal takes a cut, but somebody said the other day they all do. In fact, I'd almost like to talk about that person, that individual. I don't, because he wasn't in a live chat, and that's the only way I know how to block people. But I know who's here right now, so maybe I'll get it quickly off my chest. Oh, fist time. I know you mean first time, though. Just kidding. I know I asked some other questions, so feel free to mention or address them or suggest songs as well while I'm storytelling and charging my phone and wishing that, you know, that they would design phones, although this one is quite old, but I don't think they do otherwise. They would design phones where the charger would either be on the top or on the side so that people would not, you know, take their breaks and live their lives off screen from live streaming, and they'd be able to still prop it up. I mean, I can still kind of do it maybe, but not very well. Luckily, this phone also has a case, so I can maybe try and stand it on there. I just have too much stuff on the damn table. No, I don't think that's going to work very well. We do got a 4th light, though. Was that just you, Aditya? Yeah, because you're the only one here at the moment. Thank you for not ditching me. So I just play with words and not teaching. Okay, that's not working. I wonder if I just fold this back. Would that work? Yeah, but it's heavy. There! I think. Hopefully. So a little bit of a story time. I'm originally from Ontario, Canada. And I saw somebody doing a video the other day where they were pretty much doing a walking tour. Now, they did say at one point that they had 45 minutes or whatever still to go to where they were going to. But, and yes, I'm setting Guinness records, just so you know. But, at one point, he said that there was one or more females in his way. And he seemed nice and laid back until he seemed uptight. And he even, I mean, he was rolling his chat. I mean, he couldn't have just stopped for a moment, looked at his chat, which he was looking at anyway, or just stopped for a moment. Instead, he decided to say something to the effect of, they're lucky they're women, or if it was a guy, I would have shoulder checked him. I mean, I know that a lot of men kind of have that kind of aggressive nature, whether it's from playing sports or whatever, but, I mean, there are some pretty feisty, strong women, and is it really worth getting beat up about, or, you know, causing some sort of conflict? Like, chill, you know, kind of thing is what I kind of thought. Really, I just called it aggressive and said, I think I'm out, or whatever, and left his video. But, and Aditya just did, oh, but are you back? Maybe that was unintentional. Anyway, I don't know. That was just kind of my thoughts on the thing that happened there. Now we got 2 people. Welcome. I hate to keep saying the same spiel, you know, because I do podcast almost every day. And now if it's just Aditya here, I won't say it because you probably already heard it. I'm hungry. How's that for a spiel? Oh, why are you saying hi, wave hand again? You're already here. Which reminds me, if you like country music, I did a song called Already There a few days ago. You know, I'm not just going to assume in the culture that you might not like diverse music. Now you're showing me a pink hand. How'd you know that's my favorite color? Just kidding. Or is it a glove on? Glove on, glove off. I don't know. I don't know. So I want to sit back and be tall like, what's his name? How tall did you say he was? 6'4"? I think I'm... I think I probably stopped growing at 5'9" a half, but let's say 6 foot. Why not? You only live once. Might as well make it to 6 feet. No, but not saying that anything against anybody shorter than that. I bet you there's a lot of people that don't even know their exact height, and possibly weight. I mean, it fluctuates, right? So, fluctuates. Get it? Huh? Sorry. So I think you've put a like there now, or somebody did. That fourth like. Let's make it 5. I know you can only do 1. Because if you try to do it again, you'd undo it. Don't be doing that now. Even if you hear something that you don't necessarily like, stay long enough, you'll hear something that you like again. Many, many times, hopefully. Any other questions that you remember me asking that you'd like to answer, or song requests? Nice to something? I am too. Yeah, I sometimes say I try to be, but I really don't try that hard. I'm just nice. Canada. Yeah, Western Canada. Would you like to hear our anthem? Have you ever heard it before? I never thought to ask anybody who's not from here about that. But, I'm not much for big, loud sports stadiums and sporting events, really, personally. Autism spectrum, such and such. But I've often thought it'd be a very cool gig to do the anthem. In fact, I was in a group, but before I was in the group, they actually did the anthem at a baseball game, I want to say. Yeah? Okie dokie then. Don't have to ask me twice. Just make sure if you're able to donate, great. Otherwise, just happy that you're here. It's been a long time since I've heard it, to be quite honest, because I don't go to sporting events, like I say. Sorry about the sun. It's really not that sunny out, but I have to kind of keep this here while I'm charging it. Have you ever heard it before? Yeah, I don't go to a lot of sporting events or other things. I do have a bit of a trigger with my step, and that was a interesting kind of musical horse riding thing that I was at years ago. But I used to hear it every morning in school, but as probably a lot of people around the world hear their anthems, and I should look up yours, but it might depend on the part of India, no? Anywho, it's been a while since I've heard it. I hope I don't have to look up the lyrics. It reminds me once that I had auditioned for Canadian Idol, and it's not how it looks on TV. Just a quick story first. Not quite how it looks. So they bring about 4 or 5 of you into like this mobile trailer thingy, and they go down the row, and then they take 2 out of the whatever. And I sang a kind of old Billy Joel song and a Hootie song. So, I mean, I'd almost sang a Green Day song, maybe if I'd went with that. But also, maybe I didn't have the look. I don't know. Anywho, but there was a girl that sang the anthem. Now, maybe she wasn't originally from here. I don't know. She was white, but I think she had an accent. Anywho, it could have been nerves, too, because she almost got the anthem wrong. And, she lives here, or at least in Canada. I don't know. Anyway, I won't hate on her anymore. I'm sure she's a lovely individual. So I'm just going to take a sip of water, and then I'll belt out the Canadian anthem. Okay. I did sing a line of it in something recently, like on one of my other videos for whatever reason. All right. Oh, Canada, our home and native land. True, you could be hearing this with Pamphlet, but he's at work. True patriot love, and all our sons command. Welcome to the other 2 of you with glowing hearts. Or is it growing? I should know. We see the, and 2 or 3 left. They're like, you don't know the answer? Why do you keep saying hi when you already have said it? We see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. from far and wide. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. I could use those gloves. My hands are cold. God, keep our land glorious and free in all the good ways toward the altar. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. I remember in school they used to have people sing it over the intercom, the morning announcements. For some reason it was never me, and I've always been musical. I don't know if I ever asked. I would have thought I would have. Maybe there was a long list and they just never got to me or whatever. But there was one. She sang it so neatly and uniquely and nicely. I mean, I was almost tearing up. Now, do we have any Americans? I know we have one person from India watching. Do we have any Americans watching by any chance? I know you might not be proud to say it if you're not a Trump fan, and we don't. Okay, you left. You're like, yeah, don't remind me. You live there. Isn't that enough of a reminder? Am I Christine? Not today. No, just kidding. I think I know what you're asking, and I hope either way you're okay with whatever answer you get. But that does make me think of a song I heard the other day. No more talk of darkness. Forget your wide-eyed fears. I'm here, dear, beside me, to hold me and to hide me. All I want is have a lovely episode. Stay with no more heart at the da 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 da. Does it matter? All I ask is every waking moment. Turn your thoughts from the summertime. I don't have all the lyrics right, apparently. Yeah, does it matter? I'm just... Although, I guess if I was to be honest, I could say that yes and no. I'm often kind of somewhere in the middle of a lot of things, such as this podcast. I know what you're saying. So I'm more agnostic. If you're in India, I would imagine you're Hindi. But, not everybody follows the cultural mainstream, and that's fine. In fact, I know a Catholic Hindi priest, actually. Not really know him, but know of him. It is chilly in here. I'm going to have to turn off the AC. I feel like I'm in the winter. Watch, I'll get stuffy in a few minutes and want it back on. Oh, male menopause, I love you so. Just kidding. I'm getting old. And just what? Got any Christines in the house? Just kidding. You're still here. You must be typing something. Yeah. Obviously, it might my answer, hopefully, but you ain't seen. Yeah. Oh. 3 o'clock. Still got an hour and a half before the other person gets home and I can get on with my evening routine, including a nap at some point. Are you still with us, Aditya? It looks like you are. Or is it Aditya? Campbell. Actually, sorry, it's too late and tomorrow isn't... What are you studying? And out of curiosity, is your family of mixed cultures? Because I do know that that happens, and Campbell just doesn't sound like an Indian name to me. Of course, there is also the Canadian American whatever version of it, which would be Campbell usually. Um, Speaking of Americans, which I'm not. Um, yes, you are multicultural family. That's lovely. I don't like when things, and I don't remember. I think you said you're in your 20s. Well, you sound like a student. What are you studying? I don't like when things are so strict that, like, oh, you must marry within our culture. I think it's beautiful when people don't, to be quite honest. And I think it's more accepted these days than it used to be. But unfortunately, in some places, it's still not. I follow a girl in Bangladesh that does a lot of modern music, and a guy who's a gypsy traveler, who has been in Sri Lanka, and then he was heading to Japan. I think he said Japan or like, hey, I tuned in and you mentioned my country. I'm in 12th grade. Oh, okay, man, I almost remember those days. Enjoy it while you can. And I mean, I haven't been in 12th grade in about 20 something years. I'm late 30s, so. But I miss high school. I was in a rock band. I liked some of the classes, some of the people, the teachers, which were people, except for that alien one. She always tried to abduct us. I'm sorry. but yeah, so and the routine and the food, I miss back then. I miss back then. That's got some interesting lyrics in it. I seem to find a lot of the kind of student, like younger student crowd, and also a lot of people in India for some reason. I'm big in India. Well, my brother and his band was big in Japan. That was one country. He was on the Japanese version of the Rolling Stone, actually. Can you share some stories? Well, I am sharing some stories. What kind of stories do you want to hear? Of my college. And I can understand why you'd ask that because, especially if you follow societal norm, which, lately, I mean, I've been feeling old for years, to be honest. Lately, it kind of feels like, now I don't have kids myself, but it's like, now I'm here to inspire the younger generation, and let them know what they have to look forward to and all that stuff, right? But of course, everybody's different. Everybody's different. Would I, if I could, one of those questions, if I could go back and do it all again, would I get a degree? Well, I mean, I moved from another province, and when I moved here, I took some courses. Some of them were not degree courses. They were just like a photography or writing course or some dance classes and stuff like that, just for fun, really. And I think that was good when I was new to the city, and that should kept some of those connections. And then when I did go to 1 year at university, and I thought I did well until I found out that I didn't. But what got me was the multiple choice exams. The multiple choice exams, it's like, well, that could be right if you look at it from this perspective, or I know the textbook said that, but was it about this? I don't know. And then you pick the wrong answer enough, and you don't pass, and then you don't get funding to go back. Whether I would have taken film instead of theater first year, but I also took psychology. And then that was in like 2008 or whatever. So, well, thank you. And same to you, because, you seem like a pretty good person. And you don't seem like you're a judgmental person, and Jesus likes that. Jesus, God, whichever. It's very interesting that you're from India and you sound like a Christian. Is that common? Anywho, point of the matter is and I want to believe that, by the way. And actually, there's still a video in a playlist that I have. So many damn things open. And even with the AC off, I think the other day, I required headphones, so I missed some of what he said in response to some of my chats, and I've been meaning to go back to it. But it was a lovely religious fella who, I kind of opened up a little bit to, because, and I'll do it now too. I mean, I've not been in school for a while. I've not had employment for a while, to be honest. Yeah, I'm gathering that. Is it common? And I've been feeling a bit stuck in life. Stuck in life, stuck with life. I mean, some things about it I like. But, definitely society, some people say not as much anymore, but definitely society is very much about you have to have you have to have a bachelor's or a master's or something come before a bachelor's. I should know. I used to work in college admin, but mostly just kind of helping people pick courses and then transferring them to the actual school. We have 5 of you here now. Welcome. It's story time, and then we can maybe do a bit more music to wrap things up. And basically, was it associate's degree, and then bachelor's, and then master's? And I mean, I think that there's a lot of things that people could either be natural at or learn without a degree. And it's just how many places train people much anymore, it feels like, But I've not had, so that I kind of wish that I did, though. I still don't drive. I still couldn't do certain types of environments. But going back, I think about it now, it's like, well, what would I pick? You're committing yourself to a number of years for something like that. You can't afford it, and if you get funding, you have to pay it back. And, I'd like to believe that. And, I mean, in some ways, I do see it. But I would also say, the world's a very big place. We even have people in India who I would have initially thought were Hindi, no offense, who aren't, and it's kind of like, and there's people that do believe strongly, want to believe here sometimes, because sometimes it's hard to keep your faith, right? And all these people, and I know that I mentioned this in that guy's video, and I must look back at it, but all these people praying to God all at once. He may be God, but you think he's really mighty enough to make everything work in the world? Clearly it doesn't. And we lost all 5 people, it looked like. And be there for everybody. What, were you all Christians? I mean, I wasn't trying to dish you or anything. Okay, did we get one of you back, or is it someone just tuning in for the first time? I wasn't trying to diss anybody. I was just expressing my opinions and experience a little bit with what I've been through in life. Like, I don't understand, more and more it feels like, and, it works for you, it works for you. I don't understand how people, there can be like thousands and thousands or whatever of people praying, and they all expect God to hear him and answer their prayers in a timely manner. Yeah, it just doesn't happen. Again, maybe for some people, but okay, maybe some people were curious, but they came in here and they're like, I didn't come in here for a religious debate, or I was taught that we shouldn't talk about religion, unless, of course, you're very religious and feel like you should. But, I feel as long as people respect each other, I don't think that it's a bad thing. You can learn a lot, and whether you're religious in some way or not. I mean, I've heard a pastor say that, all the religions are actually very similar to each other when you actually think about it. But anyway, we don't have to go on about that very much because it's seeming to cause retention issues. I'm not talking about fluids, or am I? But, and, I'm sorry if I should wait until I know that he's back, if he comes back. He did say it was late there, but it's a Friday, although it might be a Saturday there. It shouldn't be a Sunday yet. But, it's cool enough. I'm going to open the front door and hopefully... What? What? What's that you say? When you're young and fit as a fiddle. But I shouldn't assume everybody that's young is. But a lot of them are. So, the person that's watching right now, were you here a few minutes ago, or are you just tuning in? I mean, we don't have to talk about that topic anymore, and I didn't mean to offend anybody. I'll just say that much. This is not my usual hat. Do I know where my usual hat is? I thought I misplaced it. This thing rises a lot. And I mean, sometimes it's the look and, it kind of works for some people, but this is my usual hat. Yeah, and I mean, he was trying to, say something nice to me, so I wasn't meaning to, I almost feel like I want the AC on again, but it hasn't been that long, and I got pretty chilly there. Oh. Oh. Maybe I don't want any hat at all right now. I'm hot. Do I even know what I am? Well, singing is musician. Being a singer is a musician. So when it says 1,000 musicians, I guess I could agree with that. And some of them are playing. Wait, this guy's still alive? I don't want to go too long, though, just in case it doesn't post properly. But I know that 7 hours at least does. Not because I've ever done it, but I recently noticed that. So we should be alright. I really got to watch that guy's podcast again, though, because, well, it's only just about 3:30, so I got still an hour before, a little more than an hour, actually. I think I'm going to try and do so because, you said some nice stuff, but it was too base level for me. I need answers to my questions of faith that feel like have been ignored or feel like I'm still looking for them. But have I misplaced that tab is the good question. And they slightly reordered too. It's not that one. It's not that one. I don't think it's that one. It's not that one. It's not that one. It's got to be one of these. I mean, this I opened today. I don't think it's that. I had it open last night. What am I even looking for? I suddenly forgot. Oh, right. No, if I had to guess, it's going to be this one. I could also find it in my browse history, which sometimes has been being wonky, but it could work like that too. I really need to work through all these things I have open. Aditya, if that's you that came back, I do want to thank you for your kind words. I wasn't meaning to shoot them down or come across as judgy or whatever, or talk about anything that was uncomfortable to anybody. But you brought it up, and I have feelings, But I am a fairly strong believer, and I have an interesting reason for that actually. A couple of them at least, and one of them's somewhat unique, but the person left. So maybe it wasn't you, or maybe it was because you're back. Or somebody's here. Welcome. Curious who we got watching, where you're watching from. If you'd like to say your age, you're welcome to. And yeah, if you have a song request, and you left. Okay, I'm going to look here, and I'm going to keep this going until can't do it anymore. Until I don't want to do it anymore. No. Until I find the video I'm looking for. I am hungry again. I don't want to pass it till tonight. somebody had asked about this. I'm just going to simply play it while I'm browsing, which is probably going to bring it back to the top. It's because I need some sound. Even though the dog's not up here, I need sound, man. Too eerily quiet, and I noticed my tinnitus too. Hope the chat shows afterwards. Doesn't seem to matter what. Well, I don't do them on here very often, but on the computer it seems to be hit and miss, even when I tell it to.
Here we go.
Nobody's going to likely come this far in unless they've been here before and they're curious where the mist, but has come. And the land is dark, and the moon is the only light we'll see. Seeing the sunlight right now. I won't cry. No, I won't be afraid, just as long as they stand by me. Darling, stand. Oh, stand by me. Somebody left, came back. Stand by me. Welcome. Stand by me. If the sky that you look upon should stumble and fall, crumble and fall, and the mountains fall to the sea, that'd be something, alright. Kind of disturbing if that happened. I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand. At least it's a unique last name, so I know it's sing like that. By me, and the purple AF, it's always that. Stand by me.
Check it out. We're gonna break it down like this. Here we go.
Doop doop shiddy doo. Stand by me. Somebody that's been here before probably tunes in. They're like, he's still at this? Now he knows I've been home, so. Well, he might still want to say to the group. So I did find the video I want to watch, but I also, the stats of this video are good, and I kind of want to keep it rolling. It's actually more under 3 hours than I thought it was, but we're certainly getting close to that. I also found another song that I've seen twice this week, and it's a classic, and I'm tempted to do it, even with the acquisitions and things that are known about him. He's still very popular in music. And it'd be kind of fun just to try winging it and trying this song. And then maybe bring the dog down, maybe? Yeah, after I've rolled. So I can focus on that a bit better. Because we're almost at the end of this book anyway, so. And then I'll do that. Although I'm almost wondering if I should save that for later in the evening, because, well, if it doesn't, everyone say, oh, let's nap longer, because I know the days are getting shorter, but it's Friday. Then, and I don't know, it might be cooler on the weekend than it is tonight. Let me just quickly check. I don't know why it's put this one as the fourth window now, or whatever. I think it's rained a little bit, not much, but I don't know if it's going to rain more. It looks like it will tonight. So yeah, well, so I was probably going to want this, and I guess that means that, yeah, it's like weather. And then tomorrow, during the day, and then Sunday's pretty much the same, but with no rain. Which I know is a song, but it's going to turn for me. And maybe for you, I don't know. Because it's rain. Okay, well, I'm going to wrap things up with just noodling around on this last song. I mean, it would be a good time to stop now when there's nobody currently here. And I don't know, for some reason I feel like, maybe because it's like an extra, it's not really an extra step if I'm doing it on the laptop, but part of me feels like I would less likely notice, even if I would notice it on the laptop, if somebody tuned in right as I was wrapping up. I mean, I'd hate to leave if somebody was here enjoying it, but I guess what I'd say is that you can come back and watch this one or something else. You know, I'll say it now where there's nobody here, because that makes sense, right? But yeah, because I know that this will probably get me thinking. So I did find one more song that I'm going to do, or try and do. I've never played it before, but I'm fairly familiar in the viewer left. So that's not exactly motivating. However, I do know that there are some people, I think first-time viewers, that, and one or two have actually been left and came back, and they might do that again. So that's kind of cool. So I kind of want to keep rolling and see if anybody tunes in at the same time. I'm just going to stick to my unless somebody wants to die with a smile. Other than that, I have one other song that I think I'm going to do, possibly two, and the viewer left. So, I mean, that's not exactly motivating, but again, you know, the stats are pretty good with this one while alive, and that's motivating. Ian isn't here, and like I said, you never know who might tune in. So, I'm just curious. Now, I will say the song I'm about to go play on the piano, I will say I've not played it on the piano before, I don't think. I'm at 47%. I might just go till I have to charge it. I don't think I've ever played it on the piano. Where are my shoes? My sandals. And I want my water. Oh, and there's the other thing. It fell flat and I didn't see it. Oh. And, but I think you'll know it. And I think I can do it okay. And if nothing else, I'll do the chords of it. I don't know if I should say that. That might be what I just end up doing, but it might be. And then we'll for sure be, it's going to be a Michael Jackson song. And I'll take, I don't know which one's which, so I'll take them both. Okay, I appreciate your patience. Whoops, rotate. Okay, and you both left. But also the screen tried to rotate, but I don't think it's set to be able to, so. But at least it said it's going to be a Michael Jackson song, which may have brought one of you back, because it does say that one of you is back. So I'm just setting myself up at the piano. setting myself up for success. For some reason, I think I've seen her do that before. Just because there's stuff in the way and she wants to get to her garage. I don't know what she's doing with that. Anyway. God is good, beer is great, and people sometimes crazy. Working Hands lotion, because I'm a working musician when I do this, because I don't do bars really very often. I don't drive, so this is kind of where I do the gigs. Again, I'm familiar with this song. I haven't played it very often, so hopefully it comes out well. And the beer left. I'm kind of chilly, even though it's a light sweater. I don't really want to put it on fully, but I do want to put it on. Oh, here's another chapstick. We're doing okay, even though we didn't get any of them today. I told him that story recently, actually. I am Hungarian. Like, I'm from Hungary. You're from Hungary? No, I'm just Hungarian. Well, I mean, that could be possible too, I suppose. Anyway. Okay, we got two people here. Let's give this Michael Jackson song a try. Appreciate your patience as I settle back in. Okay. And this is going to be the way you make me feel. We should all, in some way or another, make each other feel good. And both of you leaving at the same time wasn't the way to do it. Or at least it indicated that you did. There's been times where sometimes that's not been accurate. And one of you came back, or is here, someone's here. But it's been accurate pretty well in this. Chapstick if you're curious, chapstick if you're not. Okay, let's give this a try. And if it sounds bad at first, I'll know it. I will. And I'll switch to, is that too bright? I'll switch to, I'll do it in a way that I'm more likely to do well. I know, that's an interesting light. I don't quite like it, to be honest. It looks like it's going through my body. What is with this sun today? It's not even like it's that bright, but it's sure as heck annoying. Not even that smart, but it's pretty annoying. I think this might be as best as we can get. It's kind of cool, and it might be like, ooh, sci-fi, cool effect. What are you using? The light bouncing off of things? No? You know how it is. How I do. I hope people aren't going to think that we were talking about religion, but we don't have to. We don't have to, you know. That's not somebody wants to do, and I kind of already did cover it. And there's something I kind of want to watch before possibly covering it more, because I might get ideas after I watch it. But right now, I'm just going to cover a Michael Jackson song. I wonder how the heck this got so dirty. Okay, so, and if it doesn't sound good right away, like I say, I will switch the way I'm doing it to sound better. And I know that may sound funny, but you'll see what I mean. I don't play with both hands very often, that's what it is. I usually play with one hand and a foot. And you all laugh. You're like, what do you play with? No hands? Just one hand? Or what? Anyway. Still, I think sounds decent, and I'm a bit more confident because I do want to play both hands sometimes. So I'm going to try that. Let's make each other feel good in one way or another, and that's what it's about, folks. hands at the same time. I'm not rusty, but I'm rusty doing that. Hey, baby, baby. I'm going to do it this way. Hey, baby, baby, with the high heels on. Welcome, all three of you. Give me fever like I've never known. Just a product of loveliness. Like and subscribe if you would. I like the groove of your walk, your talk, your dress. I feel the fever. Feel the fever. B flat. The difference of a flat, folks. Maybe I can skip it. Like the feeling you're giving me. Just hold me, baby, and I'm in ecstasy. I'll be working from 9 to 5. Dolly Parton's trying to get into this here. Buy you things that keep you satisfied. I've never felt so in love before. Promise, baby, I love you forever. Most of this down. I haven't played this very often, but that one part that keeps getting me. Where you're making me feel. Syed Osama bin Islam. I don't know what that word means. Do you speak English as well? Because that's all I speak. Welcome. That's just kind of the culture. If you speak English, it'll be alright. If you don't, we won't understand each other, unfortunately. But I will have to charge my device soon. I have been rolling for a while. I did another podcast a little earlier today, so quite honestly, I'm very tired too. But we have two of you here, so I don't know what to say. Yes, a Muslim, I respect you. Oh, I thank you. Well, you know, if you're given respect, it's makes it easier to give it back, right? I imagine it must be very hard, you know, in your country and dealing with racism sometimes, and especially with part of your name as it is. And of course, yeah, that's good. That's cool. And of course, that date's getting close. But you know what? I just gotta say to anybody that does stupid things, like seriously, you know what? Make the world a better place instead. As Michael Jackson says, make the world a better place for me and for you and the entire human race. We got people dying. I actually did that song a few days ago on here. I don't think it was in the title because it kind of came in randomly to it. But yeah. Not really a problem in your country. Really? Well, I guess because there's maybe not a lot of, like, it's mostly that culture. If you actually live in that country currently, then, you know, there's not a lot of, you know, it's not a mix. should be able to coexist in harmony, but some people don't know how to do that. And some people, they just have so much anger and frustration. And I understand what those feelings can be like. But then they do things like, cause 9/11. And it's just like, find other ways. Less destructive ways. Those are people's lives and loved ones. You know what I mean? And you can get a new job, and I do believe life goes on in heaven. But anyway, I digress. And thank you. I actually got talent. I'm actually kind of surprised. No, just kidding. Thank you. I know. Why didn't I get on CGT then? Canada's Got Talent. Riddle me that, why don't you? So, I have a feeling you're probably in my age group as well. Not that, it seems to be, and people say, oh, know your audience and your demographic. It's like, why should I be picky? I know I have in the past, and you know what? I haven't made it through, and I think maybe it's because I really couldn't handle the loud crowds. It's great because that means that they're appreciating you and everything. What I'd rather is just the likes galore, donations, and online, and maybe small gigs. But yeah, those big gigs, they've really, especially as I'm getting older, but not for the longest time, they've really not been for me, and that's what those shows would be. I thought, oh, it'd be so cool, and and I tried it out and everything, but no, I don't know if I would like it. Maybe that's what I was meant to learn from trying it, because it's certainly not that I don't have talent. I would agree with you on that. What do you mean this is not your account? And how do you know my age group? I'm confused. And we got 2 other people here. Welcome to join in. Yeah. Oh, okay. Lucky number. I see. I always feel a little bit... Oh, we got a 5th like. Was that from you? Or the other person that's here? I shouldn't, though, because I'm not doing anything weird. And... those have psychological explanations, and they're people that, need help, But I'm not doing anything weird. We're just having a nice conversation. We both know that. Anybody who heard this would know that. We got a 6th like. So the 2 people that were here, although one of you left, So, I mean, yeah, your age is an unlucky number in my books, but, I'm just superstitious, somewhat, you know what I mean? But at the same time, got to take the love and appreciation where you can get it from. And, performers at concerts, perform to all ages, And I also really like the idea of possibly being a good influence on the younger generation. I can't imagine saying, oh, I was born in 2012 or whatever. Like, that sounds weird to me. But, I mean... Sure. Am I a goofball? Do I have a filter? Don't forget to subscribe, by the way. Do I have a filter? A lot of the time, no. But you're going to lose me for a moment when I plug in the cell phone, but I'll be back. Do a lot. No, I'm back. I just had to plug in the cell phone, and it does that. And I'm actually at 15%, so almost your age. Oh, you have to hop off. But anyway, yeah, I have no filter, but a lot of young people don't. It's not like I'm telling them things they haven't heard before. Before you leave, do you have a question about life at your age that you would like to ask somebody who's almost 40? Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I mean, I think that you seem like you got a good head on your shoulders, so I think you do pretty all right in life. But, life is hard. It truly is. And so... If you have any questions about, everybody's got a different journey. What do you mean? Can you ask again? I'm asking, is there something that you feel like you need support on in life, that you may be struggling to get, or that you're just curious about life? Like, I know one of our other viewers who was 18 or 19, and we got 4 of you here now, he was asking about college or university. Been there, covered that. Answered it to the best of my ability. You have another question that you would like to ask? I was thinking of saying, I don't have, not that you, well, I guess you kind of are, but again, we're not doing anything weird here. And there was two people, one of them being you, but one of them not being you, who liked that when we said that. Okay, well, think about it. You always can come back and ask later. But you know, I thought about it interestingly. How you know, for reasons I might not have kids, but this may sound really kind of interesting and perhaps intriguing to some people. I might in my 50s or 60s if I'm still able, but not likely anytime soon. And I know that sounds pretty perplexing, doesn't it? Dare I elaborate? Dare I? I think, I don't know about one of our viewers here, but I know that the other one is open-minded about religion. You haven't been in that a lot, you know, and is a very nice individual. And so I feel like, why not be honest with our viewers and, you know, show each other, you know, kindness and everything, right? The reason being, the second person here, and they haven't said anything yet, so I feel like I don't know you quite as well. I mean, I know I just met Zayad, but anywho, the reason being is, and again, you know, you're young, but you know, the world doesn't censor people. You know, the world's not going to censor kids because they aren't used to being around them or whatever, and you know, you're going to experience all kinds of things and all kinds of people. I don't have a lot of feelings. I know that they're going through a lot right now, and that's sad. But anywho, basically, although I'm open poly, I am in a relationship with a guy who is older than me, and isn't really interested in adding a woman into our relationship. I am open to it. I am okay with the fact that my partner is not, and I think that means that, you know, I can't right now either. And I'm not in a position in my life to have kids anyway, financially and such. So, what I'm thinking is that, you know, when my partner passes away in 20 years or whatever, I'll be 50 or 60. Maybe I'll meet a woman and have kids. I mean, I know people can say you can adopt, but again, we're not in a place, you know, it would be nice to have the company, I guess, especially it's been the summer holidays, but I come here and I find it here instead, you know. You know, we're not in a position to, and it's never really been an interest to the other person. Not that, you know, any couple can't adopt, you know, but, well, thank you. You know, I have mixed feelings about it myself, but there's definitely a part of me that would like to, so I appreciate that, and I hope you do as well. I mean, this is coming from a guy in Canada, you know, or an individual in Canada. I've got to say, you know, you, and it's interesting that you use your dad's account. Why don't you have your own? I guess, you know, I know you probably have your own cell phone, you know, and I guess you have your family around. But again, you know, I'm a good person, and I know you know that. And what are your thoughts about what I just said about having kids and relation and all that stuff? What are your thoughts on that? You seem okay with it, but oh, okay, it's charging. Yeah, so basically, hope somebody wasn't just coming to get a link. I mean, obviously this video is doing well. I mean, yeah, by YouTube standards, but for me, it's good. What's normal? I mean, I feel like the past couple of days I've set a Guinness record on here. It's just been a bit more active lately. But yeah, so even though you couldn't think of any questions, there's some, what's normal? I mean, if you're saying the poly thing, yes, very. You know, a lot of people try and pretend that it's not, but it's a very human way of being. And you see that. You know, it's not cheating, but you see that with people that, you know, I wouldn't recommend that, you know, in your culture, you know, that you, anyway, I don't want to get parents mad because they're like, what are you influencing about my kids? Well, your kid's just open-minded and welcome to the world, you know, kind of thing. But they could be around you. I'm not sure. So, what do you call that religion? I mean, we're all going to have complaints occasionally. But, you know, I haven't been with a woman in a while, actually. I kind of do miss that energy. But I'm very happy with who I am with. And there's the internet. And yeah, you know, I feel old now. I hate to think what I would feel like at that age, you know. Well, you seem to do pretty good. You seem to do pretty good. The second person's welcome to weigh in as well. Sorry, that one was finished, and this podcast will be in a moment as well. Chapstick, if you're wondering. Chapstick, if you're not. I guess there is. Well, yeah. Anyway, so you're all the way across the world, but it's so cool that we can connect online here. There is something else I sort of want to share, you know, just as we're getting to know each other. And it kind of connects with that topic that I mentioned previously. Although, again, we have a second person here who I'm not very familiar with yet. So maybe on a few... I have shared it once or twice before. But yeah, I'd honestly prefer that you watch... I don't know. I feel like I want to say I prefer that you watch my videos when you can on your cell phone with headphones on. Just because if you're playing it out loud around your family, I mean, again, I don't have kids. I'm not really that used to being around them. I have no filter. I'm a free spirit. I have no filter in what I say. I don't want to get anybody's parents mad. You know what I mean? Again, not because I'm necessarily saying anything bad, but, you know, that's up to interpretation, right? So we've had a second viewer flashing at the top for a little while. Care to introduce yourself? I am going to wrap up soon, though. This has got this. I mean, I do sometimes get long because I have lots of time. I've been kind of stuck in a rut lately, and so sometimes I have a lot of free time. You know, it was doing well, and yeah, had to charge the phone a couple times, but okay. Well, it looks like it's just you here now, I believe. And I don't know what that flash at the top's doing. I mean, you know, again, they're not doing anything weird, so it should be like getting all worked up or anything. Anyway, point of the matter being is the other thing I wanted to share with you, or ask you about maybe, is so you seem to be accepting of people of different orientations, sexual orientations. What about gender identities? Like trans, non-binary, those kind of things. You know, and if anybody wants to get all worked up about that question, I could say that there are lots of people that have that in their family because they exist with the rest of us. We don't have our own planet, you know. And so, you know, yeah, you might not have a lot of exposure to it in your country, but there's such a thing as the media and the internet, right? Like, I only think men and women should exist. Well, transgender does transition from one to the other, like surgically. And I think that you feel that now. Again, you know, you're a great person, but I think you feel that now because you're young, and that's what you know. That's what you know in your culture and in your life. You're against it. Why? I'm just curious why. Aside from that, you think there should only be this and this. You are correct. It's their life. It's their choice. And honestly, it's their happiness. Sure, lots of things make us happy. But when you live your life in a certain way, again, and it's only weird because you don't understand it. Let me just say this. I am very close with someone who... Oh, I thought we were talking about non-binary. I know what you mean. I mean, you're still talking to me as I'm sharing things, so I appreciate that. I mean, you have male friends that you love, right? or that you would say that like your best friend, you might use the word love towards. Imagine, just imagine, I'm not saying you have to do this, but just imagine letting that love be a little deeper and stronger. And it would be not necessarily gay, but possibly bisexual. Right? I've never really thought of it that way, but it's an interesting way to put it. You know? And I hope it made sense. There's also genetic reasons, environment and upbringing reasons, sometimes alcohol. But yes, I'm very close with somebody who just has recognized within themselves a bit of a feminine side and never really denied it, but never really explored it either. Okay. And, you know, external influences that are out there. And also, in some ways, not being very happy with their life. Trying to get there where they want to be in life and not getting there. And wanting to, I don't want to say it's a dissociative type of thing. In a way it is, but wanting to sometimes have the option to escape being the them they know that they are, or being the them that they were born, being the them that they usually are. You know, sure, you can do that with a movie or a book. Sometimes that's not enough. Or sometimes you're not much of a book reader. Or sometimes you aren't much of a, I don't know. You can't afford Netflix, and you can't go to movie theaters. Are they even still a thing? No, you know, but again, it's just a different way. It's just a different way. You know, if we really wanted to get psychological on it, many men like women, right? And are attracted to them. Their clothes, their bodies, right? And a lot of them, even if they don't actually transition or identify as non-binary, are curious what it would feel like to be a woman. I know a woman whose husband, let's just say this, I know a woman who, you're going to laugh at this, I think it's still you here, correct? There's one person here at the moment, and I think it's still you. Anyway, I know a woman who bought a guy, you ready for this? Hold on tight to your seat, a fake pair of boobies. And in the process of them, like just that you could wear, in the process of them getting from her to this guy, she said her husband expressed curiosity, and she actually thought that was kind of cool. I think she's also caught him wearing one of her bras and putting balloons or balls in it. It's in some ways very natural. And somebody just tuned in and they're like, what am I hearing? You know what you're hearing. No, just kidding. Anyway, but Stellar, hello. What a stellar name. And what is your picture? Anywho, so yes, it's very natural. And I hope that explains some of it. Maybe kind of opened your perspectives about it a little bit. I've never really thought to explain it. Pyro TF2, what's that? Oh, that's the picture? I actually think I recognize, I've heard of that. Some sort of video game or something. So where are you watching from? You probably tuned in at the tail end of a very interesting topic. And yeah, thoughts on it, Syed? No, home. Where in the world? And yeah, Syed, your thoughts on that topic? Curious. Stellar, have you ever seen my videos before, by the way? And how did you stumble upon it, out of curiosity? I just ask a lot of curious questions sometimes. Remember to like and subscribe. I appreciate it. We're close to lucky number 7. We've got 3 people here, and 2 of them are saying stuff. Well, welcome to the channel. What this channel is about, aside from randomness, and I'm curious how old you are, what this channel is about, and how you found it, if you'd like to say, and like I say, where in the world you live. I'm just curious. I'm in Canada. Is about psychology, doing music, playing music, although this has been a long podcast, so, and now we got one here, but wellness, uplifting people, supporting them through their challenges, healing of various sorts, so really a little bit of a lot of things. Authenticity, showing people how to be themselves and accept other people as they are and understand people. Yeah, it is pretty cool. Remember to like, by the way. I don't think you have yet because there was already 6 likes. I'm curious, is Syed still there? And well, you'd have to ask him, but I think he liked it. I mean, I've heard guys say that the feeling of lace is nice. And leather and lace in a pretty face. That's an old song. You probably don't know. You know, here's another way to look at it. Okay, here's another way. Say that you've got a wife or a girlfriend, and they've got to travel for work or something, and they're away for a week. Oh, really? Okay, I don't know why I had the impression that you're a guy. And they're away for a week. And, you know, you don't know if you have an open relationship, and you don't want to cheat on them, and you want more real than the internet. So you put a little something on, you know, maybe even the boobies, and because they do make these, and you enjoy. Sorry. I'm a girl. It's not that comfy for me. Well, of course, when you live with it, it's nice to have the option, I suppose. And that's what I think is really cool about being non-binary or gender fluid, is that you can decide. Now, a third person just tuned in and may not have caught that latter half, but I will say this much. Since you guys do seem curious, you do seem open, the both of you, guy, girl, both of you. The person that I was referring to is actually me. It's actually me. And lately, I have not been exploring it that much. I'm not saying I'm putting it away forever. And now we have 3 or 4 people. And lately, I've also been trying to wonder, or I've been wondering, what is it that I want out of that, aside from some of the stuff I already said? You know, what is it that because I'm not going to lie. Like many other people, I do see it as a bit of a fetish. I do, a little bit. You know, and that comes as being a bisexual. Who, I don't want to say I fetishize women, I totally don't. But I'm attracted to them, as a hetero or bisexual guy would be. You know? And so therefore, you know, it also helps you, you know, give love to yourself. Because you're like, I can feel the attraction that I feel for them, for myself. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, maybe for some people, but for a lot of people, it's not a miracle worker. It's not going to help you make your dreams come true in a lot of cases. I mean, it might, but it's disappointing to think that it might not. And so then it kind of was like, well, what's the point then? Like, I don't want to necessarily be seeing it in just that one way. You know, that's not all it's about. But, you know, it's been a while. It's been a while, and if I'm being completely honest for a moment, I suppose I'm starting to miss that side of me a little bit. And it's almost the weekend, and the other person in the house doesn't really know, well, kind of knows, kind of doesn't. But maybe next week this is the internet, and I wish we could pick and choose. I could just say just subscribers. I don't know how else I'd go about it. But yeah, it is. It's a freedom. You're right. So when I asked you, is there any interesting questions you have about the world, and you said you couldn't think of any. Well, I guess I've given you a little bit of a eye-opener as to, the types of people that you might not really see that much in your country. It doesn't mean that they're not there. Doesn't mean that they're not valid and that they're not a human, right? And so my hope would be, and I know a guy, he's in Pakistan, actually. Is that where you said you are? And actually, I told him about that once. And yeah, he was pretty open about it. He's been kind of not online a lot lately, but he's going through a bunch of stuff, I think. I kind of just did. We can touch on it later. Like, my family, everyone is scattered. I think I know what you're saying by that, but what are you saying by that? Anywho, but basically, yeah, so, I'll just say a little bit more and then I'm going to wrap up. I was, what time is it anyway? 4 o'clock almost? Okay. I think I get what you're saying, and I wouldn't even ask why myself, because I understand it, but I'm not entirely sure I do. Like in different towns and countries. Yeah, that's what I thought. And what country are you in? Anywho, sorry about the sunlight there. For me, Kentucky. Do you know a Sheila Kay that also is on TikTok? I wish I could remember what she does. I have a lady. I was just thinking of her earlier today. I have a lady. As you know, I always have the option. But who is a fan of the channel. Remember to like it, by the way. And she, I haven't seen her in ages. And I'm worried that something's happened to her. Because, yeah, she was very open-minded and really loved the content and the music that I would post and everything. And, yeah, I don't know what's happened to her. Anywho, and I don't know if you've had, like, bad weather there or whatever. But, yeah, basically, one further thing I'll say is that, because I thought of it, not that I feel like I hugely need to, but I will anyway. We had a festival coming up, we had a theater festival. So, pretty diverse kind of thing. I didn't go all out, although some people do. Loyal viewer. Yeah, and I'm glad to hopefully say that you guys are as well. Anyway, I didn't go all out, but I did do a little something. You got a third viewer that just tuned in. But I did, in a way, more than once. And I had said to my friend in Pakistan, if you ever see such a person, I'm happy to know that you would show them kindness, and maybe help them feel noticed in a nice way. And I would say the same to you. You both live in places, and I know one of you lives in Trump land. You both live in places. Diversity is everywhere. Diversity is everywhere, and you can't avoid it. And in some ways, why would you want to, right? So I would tell our viewers that, and some of you will know what I'm talking about, some of you won't, because you just tuned in, and I'm not going to go backwards at this point in time. But if you see somebody that is of a diverse community, and you can tell, for whatever reason, I think you all seem, or at least two of you seem like the type of people that would say to them, I support you. I'm okay with you. And that's really nice. I appreciate it. And I'm sure they will as well. And in places like India or Pakistan, wherever, in Kentucky, and I'm curious, how old are you, Stella? And I don't know if maybe a bit more because you're room, but I mean, Syed, I think, has becoming more open all the time, and we got 5 here. There's probably not a lot of that, but you'd probably be surprised as well that there probably is more than you realize. So I think that, even though it wasn't a song, and if you haven't liked, feel free to. I don't know if there's a song you'd like me to sing a little snippet to, and then I really got to wrap this up because it's gotten long. It's getting time soon to get to the next thing in our daily routine. I'm not too comfortable sharing my age. I usually don't do it on my channel or show my face. What do you do? Like gaming or whatever on your channel, probably. That makes me think that you maybe aren't super old, but that's okay. Sometimes I feel bad for people in Pakistan who are born trans and they get neglected by other people and aren't allowed to get into school. They aren't allowed to get into school. Well, here in Canada, and there's debates sometimes because, like there's drag story time, for instance. This wasn't, I don't want this to get too much longer, but whatever. A lot of the kids love it, and they like to dress up anyway. I don't know. Again, and they're going to know about these things eventually at some point, Some people say, oh, it's grooming. It's grooming. No, it's kind of just showing them the world, Sorry, I'm just getting something here. It's kind of just showing them the world. And eventually they will have their own opinions. And if you start them young, they will hopefully be accepting ones, right? What? But yeah, no, and in school, there are gay straight alliances. I hate that it doesn't include the whole community. And I know that it means the bisexuals and stuff in there, but like GLBT, SA, yeah, it's things are quite inclusive here. There's always going to be bullies. I didn't find myself till late in life, so in some ways, so I was never the most popular in school, but I wasn't the least either. I just kind of was, Like I say, I was in a rock band for a little while, so I think some people probably found that pretty cool. But yeah, sorry about the sun there. Nobody's born trans. Although a lot of people, and this is where I do agree with, when people say, oh, grooming or these books should be banned or whatever, this and that. I don't know. But kids wanting to transition because some of them feel they know when they're still trying to figure themselves out so young in life. And I think you said you are using headphones or everybody's sleeping. Anyway, or they get to the washroom and they're like, what am I hearing in that room? What is he listening to? But I'm trying to think of what the word is. Like, let's put people who are born trans, but not those who switch. Sorry, you're going to lose me for a moment. We're back. No, your English is actually quite good. I'm just getting confused, that's all. Yeah, nobody's born it. I think that a lot of people are probably born, I don't know if I've ever heard the phrase gender diverse or neutral, non-binary, whatever you want to call it. I think a lot of people are, and a lot of people just don't look within themselves on that. They, for whatever reason, and some reasons may be valid, but maybe someday they will. I'm not saying everybody should be, but I'm saying that a lot more people than those who say they are likely are. And we've talked a bit about that. So, and you're here and you're conversing. So, I think you do actually, you're young. You're still figuring things out, but it sounds like you do support people who are born But again, no one's born trans. That's something you do after birth. As far as kids, though, yeah, I would say, you know what? Although I hear that it can be reversible, and I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine getting you know what chopped off. Like, I mean, seriously. Or having boobs permanently. Like, I mean, you know, not that I hear women complain, and some seem very happy with their boobs, and I'm happy with their boobs too. Just kidding. As a third person tuned in. But you know what I mean? But you may have misheard. You may have misheard. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, basically, I used to know a band that went by half man, half elf. And I saw an interesting half man, half horse drawing online the other day, and the face looked like my dad, and that was ironic. And he worked with horses, so it was really ironic. You know, pointy ears. Actually, and some people want to make their ears pointy like an elf. I was looking at a picture of a guy I used to know that's actually was thinking of doing that. And he already kind of had, I don't want to say like super pointy ears, but he already kind of, you know, and actually he wore dresses too sometimes. But anywho, but yeah. So and you know, he'd had a very hard life. He was raised Mennonite. He was adopted. Or you know, was in the foster care system, I think. You know, but you know, various people, you know, come into it in different ways. You know, I almost want to do the saw. Yeah, you know, I think that most there's always a little bit. There's always a little bit there. A lot of people just don't really. They aren't self-aware enough, or they just don't accept themselves enough, or they just. And, you know, and I would imagine it's really hard for females. And this is its own top. I mean, this is getting long, but whatever. But I would imagine, you know, females that have, you know, you can't really not have if you want to go back and forth. But people do it all the time. You know, a lot of them wear like plaid or hats or hang out with the guys and do manly stuff, supposed by society's, you know, definition of that. You know, but I will say this, I've always been pretty comfortable with my masculinity, and I'm not the manliest man ever, obviously, but I mean, like, you know, but I'm not the most effeminate man either, you know. I'm somewhere in that middle, like I often say, like, you know, I'm not into, you know, and this is fine, I'm not into a lot of stuff that a lot of guys are into, you know. Yeah, I'm spectrum. Just like on the autism spectrum and stuff. I'm not the girliest girl, but I'm not a tomboy. You know, like well, yeah. What's the equivalent? Tom girl? I've never heard that phrase. Now, like I say, they call it non-binary, whatever. But, you know, like, I mean, as I mentioned earlier, when I was singing the anthems, and I was actually thinking of singing the American anthem, if you'd like me to. But I think I'm going to have to put on the AC again or something. But anyway, when I was mentioning that, why am I saying, how is this connecting again? And I mean, we're having a conversation. I mean, you guys aren't necessarily disagreeing, and that's nice, you know. But, you know, I'm still going to prove my points. But no, so, right, I don't go to a lot of sporting events. Part of that is the noise factor. Like, this is my kind of performance, you know, inspirational, motivational talk with a bit of music thrown in here and there, and I don't have to hear people screaming to the top of their lungs, you know. I don't know the one of your culture, and it's probably not in English, but I can definitely do the American one. You know, so, yeah. I hope you're not asking me to do metal. Anyway, but yeah, so basically, yeah, exactly. I mean, sometimes you need to get that aggression out. Hard rock would do the trick. Anyway, yeah, I know that could be something else. Anyway, anyway, sometimes I forget to talk to, but okay, which tab did I have it in here? I think it was this one here. And I sort of want to put on the AC. So I'm just going to lay this down and do so for a moment. Because I'm getting hot. I mean, it already was hot, but I'm getting hotter. That's what I say when I put on the you-know-whats. Is it just you two here right now? There's something I really wanted to do. Oh, there's three of you. But you guys seem to be understanding what I'm saying, so that's the main thing. So basically, and my hair's not quite as long as it used to be either, but basically, yeah, you know, I'm not really into, but again, women are into sports and hunting and fishing, and I also don't go to the malls very often. Part of that is because I have enough stuff and I don't have a lot of money, but, you know. Okay, let's take a sip of, oh, it's just you two here right now, I believe. I wanted to show you something quickly. I'm not going to attach it because I might have to toss it to the side quickly, and I have a pretty tight ponytail right now. But, do you now? Hopefully just at Targets. Well, I guess anything could be called Target, but you know what I mean. Like real? What do you mean like, oh. Well, yeah, lots of people own, and it's dangerous in some ways, but like it's not weird in the States. Or where you're from, to be honest. Anyway. And the person I was mentioning earlier, went to the festival with her, she, you know, you attach it to the one I already have. And then she says, with this, you stick it in, and push down. It's a little bit uncomfortable, but yeah. I tell you, I've always had a thing for long hair. So, yeah. Did you guys just see that? I don't like it in. Anyway, let's sing the American anthem, shall we? And hate on Trump. Woo! How is that guy still in office and alive, to be quite... You're saying nice to which? Which part? You're like, all of it. Oh. I used to adore Crystal Gale when I was growing up. I'm still working on growing up. And I was kidding. Oh, thank you. Well, at least we can know each other on here. I wish we could know each other more one-on-one chat, you know. But this will have to do. It sounds like, I could be wrong, but Stella, it sounds like your content, if it's just video games, not that I haven't liked video games in my life, may not be for me. As you can tell, my channel's a bit of everything, pretty much. Sorry about that damn sun. It's really not that sunny out. Anywho, but, yeah, and, you know, she used to have the really long hair. And, love it. I don't even know what that is, but I know about a raspberry beret, the kind you know, a second-hand store. But if there's other stuff, I might be. You said you never show you. It's always nice to put a face to a name, you know. I'm curious. I've been curious about this before, but I've only ever asked once, and I've not. I don't know if they tried or didn't, but I'm curious. If you can attach a quick, even if it's just briefly. I can kind of see Syed. Not that it hugely matters, but I'm curious, and you're seeing me. If you can quickly attach a photo of yourself in the comment section, you can delete it afterwards. I don't mind. Of course, if I'm looking at the lyrics, I won't be looking at the picture, but I'm just curious. Actually, and interestingly, you said Pyra or something like that, which I don't even family. I knew a guy who was musical. Actually, I don't know how specific I should be, but he actually was a bandmate to the... I think they were all in the band. I think there was 2 different bands, yes, and they were in each other's bands. There were some crazy blessedness. And the guy, the half-elf, half-man, half-elf guy, who was Filipino, I believe, and it was New Age music, so they called it. One of his bandmates changed his name to something like what you say the character in your images, and he was kind of a mix of goth and I don't know. I was kind of attracted to them, so maybe that's why I got the vibe from them. But they were soft, gentle, creative, musical types raised by a hippie gypsy mother. I mean, why wouldn't I think that? You know. And yeah, so yeah, if you're able to put that picture, I'll watch for it, and then once you and now it's went down to 1, so you might actually be going to get the picture. What I'm thinking, I get the picture, and then I'll sing your anthem because it's yours. Go baddies. You know, it's not my style. I mean, black's a pretty boring color, but I mean, some people it works. I think some people overdo it with the makeup. I think that in general about makeup sometimes. I don't hate it like my spouse does, but if you guys aren't careful, you end up meeting. You're going to be leaving work soon. It's been really nice to be open with you guys and to get to know you and see the wonderful people that you are. Right. And that's like anybody. You know, and it's inside what matters most. But, you know, outer beauty is what we first see. And, I mean, we're all attracted to what we're attracted to in that way, too. So, I mean, you know, I'm going to wait to see if Stellar comes back with a picture and to hear the anthem. And then we'll wrap this up because I do have to soon. And this is possibly not only, again, as regular number of likes in recent videos, but it's possibly the longest video. And I can't remember how long I was rolling before someone tuned in. I don't think it was super long. Well, you're seeing me. I don't know. I guess we're going to find out in a moment, perhaps. I don't see why not. I don't see why it wouldn't be doable. I didn't know that you could put a link, and I found that the guy that whose video I was watching earlier, I didn't know if he'd be able to find my channel under GNC. So I sent him a link, and it let me, so... What's the difference? I just got to put this down for a moment. I mean, you're welcome to try too, just in case Stellar doesn't. I mean, I see what you look like. It can be a picture of anything. It can be a picture of a goth that